Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
Beyond Wednesdays, we got the things to do. Beyond Wednesdays, bring the Wednesday night review. Comics and collectibles, and sometimes comedy too. Yes, it's Beyond Wednesdays, so sit down, what else you gonna do?
The following program deals with a controversial
subject.
The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday night review here on Beyond Wednesdays. The whole crew and a return of the one, the only Mr. Mark motherfucking Spears. How you doing, brother?
Hello.
Woo!
Doing great, man. It's been a while. I saw Nate this last weekend, and he said it's been a while since you've been on. I think it's been like a month or two, man. It's time has flown. I've been so busy, but it's good to be back,
Bro.
Good to see everybody.
We have been geeking out so much about all the work that's coming out, and I think that and I've said it on the channel, and I don't mind saying it in front of you. I think that there was a period of time after the blind bags went so crazy, and there was so much Mark Spears material out there, that there was like this pushback against Mark Spears stuff. At least in the secondary market, right? And Mark, you just stayed quiet, continued to fucking hone your craft, sharpen your blade, and I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, I feel like here's the next wave of Mark Spears that's getting ready to crest, and it's gonna be fucking nuts. You have great, and we're gonna talk about all this tonight, but just really quickly, you have Graveyard Shift coming out. You have the Monsters Black and White stuff. You have the Unholy One saga starting in Monsters. You have these Magic the Gathering variant cards that are variants and cards that are going crazy. They just announced you on this Avengers Blind Bag thing. You have the Spawn 77 and the Monsters Black and White stuff. That's like 7 new things that are just getting ready to explode all at once, man. It's crazy.
And Star Trek Magic the Gathering comes out in November, so around this, Halloween time too. So yeah, man, it's been it's crazy. And I'm getting to start doing stuff for Marvel. The Avengers stuff was crazy. Other titles you'll see in a couple weeks. I think some things will be solicited for November, so I don't want to spoil it yet. But so that's happening. DC, I'm doing some connecting covers over there. I got 2 sets of connecting covers due in about 30 days. So yeah, man, it's all hitting at one time. And hey, yeah, I mean, there was I think a low point after all the blind bags. I remember I saw one person on YouTube saying Mark hit his peak and no one wants Mark Spears stuff anymore. And I remember that every single day since then. And that I'm like, yeah, give me some fuel, baby.
Well, let's call him out, dude. What's his name?
Hood always trying to get Mark in trouble. Look at this guy.
Yeah, don't get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, let's call his wife. I bet he said,
"No, Meg, why'd you type that? You should never have said that on YouTube, man. Come on."
But it just motivated me more, and and there's a time where I was like, okay, I think I'm at a point where I can choose not to rush things. So I tried to tell, DC, Marvel, hey, I need this many days for it to look good. You know, don't rush me too quick. And so that's been going on. That's a little change, and you know, I think I'll just get better the more I do it. And then you know, things have just been firing on all cylinders right now with getting to write Spawn 77. I've just wrote that, sent it to Todd. Now Todd's gonna go back and you know do rewrites in it, and then the monster stuff. And I got Lucas and Chase helping out with that, where I'll write things and then let them look at it, and we talk about you know dialogue and stuff like that of different characters. So it's man, it's just it's something. It's a lot to keep up with, but it's going pretty good right now. The Marvel Captain America thing caught me off guard, caught y'all guys off guard. No one knew that was coming out. The comic book from the card, so that wasn't in my on my bingo card when that came out. So that was a fortunate event.
Well, you brought up Spawn 77, so we might as well start with this with Spawn 77 because we talked about some pretty amazing things that happened at San Diego, and I want to give a big shout out to Tom and Davis for their interview they did with Todd, where they brought this up. And if you guys haven't seen this, I'm going to go ahead and play this, and this is something that's pretty special, I think.
Spawn 77's coming out here.
What's going on? Let's fix the audio on this thing, huh? There we go.
There you go. You teamed up with Mark Spears. Yeah. He found that old high school drawing of Spawn
that I did in 1977.
And then he reimagined it.
Correct.
I wanted to show you this homage that he did to your book for San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, man.
I'm so hyped for Mark Spears to take on Spawn. What can you tell me about working with the great Mark Spears, and what can we expect from Spawn 77?
I like that he puts his name in a scroll.
Right.
Go, Mark. I think every human being should do it. Here's the great thing with Mark. His enthusiasm was unbridled because he's like, Todd, I think we got a story. I gave him some limitations of what we can and can't do within the story, and he worked within it. And then because I had other books from the Spawn universe coming out, I didn't want to interfere with his because I thought that this book might actually be an interesting, curious buy for people. And in that time, Mark's star has risen. We're hoping, I talked to Mark the other day, that the delay is actually going to be beneficial because he's like a bigger Mark Spears than he was before. But Mark's style is so dramatically different than some of the stuff you see on this table. To me, I think it's important to continue to give options to people. So what I'm hoping for is somebody goes, I don't even really like Spawn. I don't even collect any of it. Superheroes are dumb to me. But that Spawn 77 was cool because it is fully painted and the characters in it are cool, and it takes place in 1977. It's gritty New York. You can give Spawn 77 to your next door
I just got to look at this just for a couple more seconds. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
neighbor, and they don't have to have read a single issue of Spawn, and it worked. It will work.
Great. Congratulations, Mark Spears. I'm so excited that you guys have to work together.
Yeah. No, he's good.
Pretty fucking epic right there, bro. How did that feel?
Dude, that was awesome when I saw that. Tom had sent it to me I think right before he had posted it, and I was like, oh wow. That's awesome, man. This whole experience has been great. Getting to talk to Todd for hours and hours at a time, and just his insights on the industry and comics in general and stuff. And it's just so great to pick his brain. I mean, it's, you know, I think I took advantage of that. I mean, we're sitting on the phone and I can ask him anything, and I do, because I'm like, you know, he has this wealth of knowledge of everything. So it's been an amazing experience creating a comic book with him, and to get to play around in that sandbox and to create characters that I think will last beyond the miniseries. And man, I'm telling you, when I was writing the other day, I was like,
I asked him in more disturbing detail.
All right, sorry about that.
So no problem. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever written. And now Todd's going to take his, how many years has he been in the industry? 30 years and more, 35 years or so. No, it's, oh my gosh, next year's 35. The Image got formed. So let's go 45 years of industry in there. And then he's going to put his spin on it too. And oh man, I just can't wait. Great characters. I think it all happened for a reason. That's why I was telling Todd a couple weeks ago. I said, I think this is the best time to have it come out because we didn't rush it. I took 8 months to do it, and it's going to be phenomenal. I think people are really going to love it. And the oversized issues are kind of nice. You get more bang for your buck, right? I think it's $6.99, but you're getting almost 3.5 issues. It's 52 pages of just the story. In the
I don't
first
think people realize that. I don't think many people know that, Mark, that there's that many issues.
It's basically the way I had done it was 6. And then we had talked after it was done, and they said, well, it might be better for retail if it was 3, just because it's a less of a commitment for retail. And I was all about that because, we like to binge watch things nowadays anyways, right?
Yep.
And I don't want people to wait on this story.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? This will work. So I went back and looked at it, and I said, yeah, it actually flows fine into 3 issues. And gives me a chance to add a few pages to those other issues that I wanted to. So I'm going to go back and add a few more on that. Because before we were trying to keep it, 20 or 22 pages or so per issue. So now I don't have to worry since it's combined. I got a little bit of playroom on it. So yeah, very thrilled. It's hard to believe, like in November, it'll already all 3 will be out. That's kind of shocking to me, but again, man, I can't wait for it. I can't wait. I saw some of Todd's cover that he's inking over mine. It looks phenomenal, which is again dream come true, right? Look, I created my own series. I've had the huge sales of Blind Bags. I've got to work on legendary characters that I always wanted to, but this tops everything, right? It's the pinnacle of my art career.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Do it. And dude, it's been a long time. I think I mentioned this to him in 23, and it's coming out 3 years later. And it's just going to be amazing to see it come out. So, dude, I really think it's about a month from now. I think it's like September 9th. If it's scheduled, if it still hits there, if not, maybe that week later. But
hey, bro, did you see the look on his face when he saw the Unholy One? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like instant reaction.
You want to
Todd McFarlane, bro?
You want a little inside?
That's it. It's over, bro.
Of course.
A little inside information. Okay, so we've got 3 years that I was working on Spawn 77. There was a packet at one time of concept art. Unholy One was in Spawn 77 concept art. I was going to put him in that at one time when we were having it more supernatural.
Yeah.
Before we decided to make it a little different, like a different take on Spawn. So yeah, the Unholy One could have been a character in the Spawn universe at one time, and it didn't work out because we decided not to go in that direction. And I was like, I'm taking him back. I'm putting him in the monsters. So
isn't that a cool tidbit? Now you got some backstory on some stuff too.
By the way, you
Todd
guys
seeing that on the cover, that's kind of funny.
By the way, you guys in the chat, anybody watching, if you have questions for Mark, throw them in the chat. I'll try to ask them, because I know we've been bombarded with questions over here for Mark over the past month or so, just because he's been involved in so much. I mean, Spawn 77. I wish it was out on FOC, but at least we're getting a little bit of something coming up on this next FOC, and that's Graveyard Shift coming up on this FOC, which is pretty sweet, to say the least. And yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, this is a new series from Mark. Well, everybody watching here knows, but just in case, a new series from Mark that's debuting with a blind bag in Mark Spears fashion.
Yep, body bag. I got. We can debut some. I sent you some pages, Brian, in your Instagram if you want to show some of those. Some interior pages. So the Graveyard Shift was going to be scheduled to come out in September. Then I thought about it and said, after I talked to Todd, I wanted it to not bump up against Spawn. Right? I wanted to give Spawn as wide a berth as I could. So we pushed it back to middle October. It's actually, but what's weird is because of the bag, we had to have the FOC this Monday, even though FOC for Spawn will be a couple weeks from now. So a little different. I think Spawn's FOC is the end of the month. I'm not sure. Yeah, Graveyard Shift though, really cool. We got the body bag it's for the blind bag this time. Not 88 covers like before. Trim that down because the printer wanted it trimmed down a little bit. But it's really cool. It's about a group of people who basically signed away their their post
Their afterlife
rights to because they were in debt, and this company will say, look, we need you to do this. You'll come back and you'll protect the city or 5 hours a night. And they think, oh, it's kind of like a cross between Squid Game, a little bit like let me think. What else would it be similar to? The Office. It's a weird combination because they I got a little bit of humor in it, but basically they're they work at the office. That's what they call it, but it's a funeral home. They have a boss that they never see. They have to work off every night. They're working off this debt that they don't think is ever going away, right? Just like credit card debt, how you just can't keep that balance down, right? And basically they're working for retirement, but they can't remember their past lives. They can't even remember why they signed that, what was going on and stuff like that. So, but as the series will progress, they'll be wondering, did they do the right thing? Is there consequences to what they did by signing that agreement? Are the people they're working for really the good guys? So there's a lot of things like that in it. And I wanted to be separate from Monsters, totally different universe, because I'm doing a lot of things over in the Monster universe and there's so many characters. I wanted something a little bit smaller where it's a story that's just all focusing on the Graveyard Shift. So
Rye with the super chat says, I just want to say, Mr. Spears, I love anything you do. Big Leg can attest. he's
Appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to Rye. OG. Leg, are you there? Are you trying to talk? Or are you mute?
Was Leg saying something?
Leg's on mute. There you go. Now I can hear you. Wait, can I hear you? Can I not hear you?
No.
Hold on here. Leg, figure it out.
I think there might be a connection issue.
Yeah, I think it's a connection issue, man.
Yeah, we had that.
What time did you go dark?
And there was another.
Oh man! Oh, he's
now he's now. God damn it! I ran him off. No, he'll be back. There was a super chat before the show too. Real quick that I wanna hit. Here he is. There he is. Nope. Check your mic. It might not be powered on.
Or cables.
Headphones.
Loose cable.
We just heard you, but now you're on mute.
Now I got to. Yep.
Now you're on mute. No, we heard you for a second when you were plugging in your cable.
How is that possible?
Right?
This is rookie shit, guys. Rookie shit.
We're gonna
amateur hour over here on Beyond Wednesdays.
We're gonna clip this.
We got a superstar in here. We can't get our stuff together, guys. Come on.
Rob's Fat Stacks dropped a $10 super chat saying, "Thank you, Mark, for helping comics curing cancer. You're the man."
That's right.
So
it was my pleasure. One of my fans and a good friend, we just found out this year, a couple months ago, has cancer, and we had already agreed to do all that. So it just shows you, man, it affects everybody, and the least I could do was that. I'm hoping to help them out later this year when they do they'll do the auctions and stuff. So
yeah,
my pleasure to help out anytime I can, man, because that's a horrible thing, and hopefully we can help people in research and all that. So
yeah. Also, Rye sent another super chat. He says, "Evening, Snicked, Big Clutch, Hood, and Mr. Spears." Thank you, Rye. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey.
All right. Let's see here. Leg's gonna restart his shit. All right, let's get back to this. So, all right. Explain the goodies in the body bag blind bag edition. What are the chases for people out there?
Okay, so this time we're having open order and the blind bag, and a lot of people have asked that question. Do I need to get those covers on open order, or are they also able to get in the body bag? No, the body bag has its own covers. They're not variants either. So you can't just say like, oh, I want cover A, but I bet there's a foil variant in the body bag. I didn't want to do that. I think it, kind of cheapens a little bit. So I made it where the body bag covers are only in the body bag. And all the other covers, there's those 2 incentives right there. And then there's, I think, 3, 4 other open order covers that you can get, that you can pick. There's those 3. And then I think there's we did a blank sketch cover that you can also buy from Lehner. So the body bag, though, has basically one cover that will be printed the most. That's a pretty good cover. I don't know if I have it on there. I'll have to, I'm going to start posting this week on social media some reveals of the covers. But we have one that'll be printed the most. Then there's another cover that's a glow in the dark you can get. There is we're calling it a gold and a silver. And I might do spot foil over the logo. You know how the Graveyard Shift logo is? I might do spot foil gold, spot foil silver on it. Because the reason we're calling them gold or silver is I'm signing every issue in chrome or gold chrome, right? So this time you'll be I wanted the experience to be where when you open it up, you'll get something that, like, if you do get a hit, you're like, oh my gosh, what did I just get? I want it to elevate it a little bit. So then you also have a chance. I'm doing sketch covers, full sketch covers in it. They're going to be just randomly put in there. And the sketch cover, though, will be different than the sketch cover that you can just get in open order. Because I didn't want someone getting an open order one, bring it to me, and I sketched on it. And then they're like, oh, I got the same thing. So, no, these are special only for that.
Good for
and
you.
I've been watching Todd. I watched Todd do some of those, that he did. I'm going to sit down and spend like a day on every one of them. I'm going to make these really nice books. So that's another big one. What else? Let me see. There's let me look at what else there is. Okay, you have there's a couple of secret covers. I can't say what those are yet because they're secret. But then we do have the chrome sign, the gold chrome. Then we have the hand sign and sketched. Then we have a glow in the dark. And then there's one other thing, and I can't reveal what it is because it would lessen it when it comes out. But let's just say I've been watching really closely at all the other blind bags coming out, and I really like what they're doing, right? I like how Marvel's doing theirs, and I really like how Skybound did theirs. And I really paid a close attention to how Skybound was doing theirs. That's all I'll say. So there's something that happened. I don't want to reveal what it is yet. So that'll be revealed probably a week before, when people get them in hand. I'm sure they'll be ripping them, because I can't stop that. But and it'll be spoiled then, but we'll let it be spoiled at that time. Other things in the blind bags are that I want to do a little different this time, because I didn't want, like someone to be streaming it on a Whatnot or eBay and be like, they pulled the same cover. So we add trading cards to it. So in each bag, you're getting a trading card. There'll be 5 base cards, right? One of each of the Graveyard Shift characters. And it's actually their time card that they clock in with. So, it'll have them, and on the back, it'll be like the time card. Then we're doing foil versions of those that are more rare. I think only 100 exist. And then we're doing one of ones of them. So you have a chance of pulling a one of one trading card in the bag as well. So there's a few different things that you can get in this one. Again, I didn't want to do 88 covers. What Well, the printer said I couldn't to start with, but I didn't have the time to do 88 either. But I think this will be kind of neat, neat thing. It's got some really banging big stuff that you can get. Right now there's 8 things you can get, and I think we might be adding a few more, but we're keeping it in secret. But right now, you know that you can get 8 different types inside, plus the different trading cards.
I love that. Good ideas. Leg, are you good? Is your stuff better? Nope, can't hear you. You keep popping in and out. It's like your mic. We heard your mic when you first joined in, and then it's like the connection died from it, and it pops in and out.
Put your AirPods on, dude.
Yeah, throw your AirPod. You don't have AirPods? Use your.
See, he's got AirPods, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm loving that, man. Extra hits, extra goodies in there, and keeping it a surprise is also a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, if anything that we can learn from Skybound and Robert Kirkman is let's keep some surprises intact. I think that's...
I love that. Yeah, I loved what he did with that, because look, he could have said that at the beginning and got more sales, right? He could have sold more bags, but that wasn't what he did that for. And I watched that and I was like, that's awesome. I want to be that guy. And I'm like, there's going to be some stuff I could announce that would make them sell more, but I'm like, no, let's keep it a secret.
Yeah.
So what's fun about this hobby, man, is when you wake up one day and go, wait, there's a ROM in that bag? I mean, what?
Yeah.
And that was awesome. So, yeah, I love the Skybound bags. The Marvel bags have gotten much better, I thought. This last one, didn't one just come out like a week or 2 ago?
Yeah, the Queen in Black ones have done very well. And that's a perfect little segue into our next topic. The Queen in Black bags have done very well. And I love how Marvel has one of the few things that I think Marvel is doing well, so we need to give them their flowers on this, is they do the blind bags very well. And they came up with this idea to do these 20 bag boxes, right? And it for retailers, that's a really good deal. I think, like, how much was it for one of those? Clutch, did you know how much one of the boxes was?
I did not buy any.
I think they were like, I don't know, $75 a box. So for for retailers, that's some good inventory and some good margins on that, which I love. But it was also really good, for the people buying them, because I've heard some people say that the condition was off on some of them, but I would love to hear more about that, because I feel like them putting them in those boxes, the condition would be better in those boxes, and maybe that's where the condition problems happen, because that's one of the things that Whatnot did so well, is when they had the problem with all the damage on their first X-Men 97 bags, they said, okay, we're going to figure this out, and we're going to put them in these boxes to get them to people. So yeah, Jersey to the Base says my LCS had them for $150. So yeah, they're $75 to retailers, which is perfect. That's excellent. JS says, Brooklyn says, Mark, please remind everyone what FOC is for Graveyard Shift. It's coming up this week.
Yeah, it's Monday. It's kind of shocking because it won't come out till mid-October. And I wish we could have had the FOC closer to it, because a lot of people think FOC I'm getting in about a month, but the printer needed more time to do sorting and everything. Even though we don't know how many orders it'll be, and I don't expect anything like last time, because this is there's not as many covers in it, but they still want to do a really good job, and I don't want to fault them for that. So we're having FOC on Monday, and it'll actually come out, I want to say it's October 14th. So just in time for Halloween, you can open you some body bags and hand them out
on too.
For candy. So,
Mark, can I ask a question? Being
right
that
back.
Graveyard Shift is so close to Halloween, are you doing Halloween bags, or are you gonna just go right to holiday bags in December?
You mean like blind bags?
Yeah, is it just going to be the graveyard shift for
Yeah,
Halloween?
I don't have time to do like another one for like monsters.
Right.
We had talked about doing something for monsters in December, but I don't know if that would be a blind bag or not. Because the problem with so we did the blind bags last year and we did 88, and then I think I did 78 for the next one. How many covers? When we started talking about doing a blind bag for Halloween, the printer came to us and said, we will let you do, I want to say it was like 7 or 8 covers. I tried to get them to do me. I think they finally said that they would do 13, but then they wanted them all the same print run. And I was like, what's the point? If they're all the exact same, it took away what was fun about it. So we had a back and forth, and then they had finally agreed to do some of what I would wanted. And then I said, well, I'll just do it this way. And that's how I did the graveyard shift body bags. But yeah, they're kind of making it where I can't do anything close to what I did last year. I don't know why. I guess the sorting, they didn't like. The sorting was great in the Christmas ones, but I think maybe they didn't like doing the sorting that way. Not sure. But so that I would be able to do something similar to what I'm doing right now with the body bags, but maybe add, a few extra covers. Like right now, this is going to be 8 to 10 to 12, depending on what I do in the surprises. But I'll never be able to get to 25, 30, 40, 50. They even not just like original covers, but variants. Like in the body bag, there's no variants. So there's not a regular cover, a foil cover, black and white foil, things like that. They're all just their own cover. Because I didn't want it to be where you're like, I like this one, but I'd rather have the foil of it. Or this one's foil, I'd rather have the matte or whatever. So that's why they're all standalone covers. If you get one, that's the only way you can get it that way. In the future, though, yeah, I would like to do more blind bag stuff. It's just I don't really know. I think DC's doing their blind bags through Transcon, so I'm not really sure. Maybe next year we go and do another, Monsters Halloween one if they allow it and do so many covers on it. But I don't know. I might do another blind bag. I know people like them, but I want to make sure I can do this correctly with the cards before I commit to another one. And we might wait, till next year to do another one, or if we ever do it again, who knows? But I want to see if people like this one, and if they like, of course, Graveyard Shift and stuff before I commit to a different one. But,
Mark, here's a question from the chat. Alex asks, how do you stay creative? Please discuss your inspirations on how you create new work.
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Like sometimes it's kind of easy, I already have an idea. Sometimes though, you're doing the same character and you're like, how can I make this person different on this cover? That for covers it's different. Interiors, it's just telling a story. You picture it in your head, so it's pretty easy. I love telling stories, so that comes easier for me. But there was a cover I just did. I can't say what it was, but this character I'd never done before, and I didn't know their personality. It's great when you know the character's personality, right? Like Superman, Batman,
yeah,
and you know what to pose them. This character was new, and I didn't really know that, and I'm like, this is going to be challenging. So sometimes it's all emotion though. You do it, and you're like, what emotion is this person feeling? Are they happy? Are they, going toward the camera? Are they upset? Are they, smoldering? Are they, what's going on it? And sometimes I just, if I think my skills are bad on the cover, like I didn't put a great pose, I'll just color the hell out of it. So it'll, they're like, "Ooh, this is a lot of colors," and that hides it. So, but it's no, the creative part doesn't really hinder me a little bit. The deadlines hinders me.
I think that's a great point, man. That is a great point. We should put that on a shirt, just like the one that Big Clutch is wearing. Look at that motherfucker right there, dude.
There you go.
Look at that. Merch Heroes, you guys. Merch Heroes. Go get your Beyond Flag shirt. How is it,
Love
Clutch?
it.
Is it good? Is it a good shirt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, like, the weird thing about, like, so I will say I'm probably one of the top 5 buyers of our merchandise, especially mine. I bought a lot of my own shirts on there just because I love them. But like they have it's for big dudes like me. They got larger sizes. They got tall shirts. They got the comfort colors. They got different ones. So like I'm trying to test out which ones I like in the different styles. So I probably bought most of my own shirts. Thank you to the 2 people who bought. Appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And shout out to Merch Heroes. Speaking of shirts, is there any new news on Mark Spears and Spencer's shirts, or you got anything there to update us with?
I talked to them the other day. They said they're still testing, and I don't know when they're going to roll out those other ones. I don't know if they're waiting for Halloween, because they made those others and they were testing them, I guess, in different markets. But I don't know anybody who ended up with one. I just know the ones I got, right? And so I don't know. Well, I do have some news. I don't have them around here. Well, you probably saw on my Instagram a couple of days ago, there was something revealed of the Slayer. Oh man, I'm supposed to make a post about it tonight, revealing. I just remembered.
You don't have to. You can do it right
I gotta
here.
Make a new post. I got to make a new post. Okay, so I guess I can say who that is. That's you two's, because I got to make the post tonight about it, and it reveals the whole image of him. So, dude, he's about this big. He's about like 12, 13 inches, something like that. He's huge.
Wow, dude.
And he's awesome. It's dropping, I think, August 11th.
Is it a plush? Is it a plush?
Yeah, it's plush. It's
plush. Oh, that's even better, dude.
I thought I had one over here, but I don't have it. It's over there at the other place. So, but it's awesome. You can see the little red stripe. He has the little stakes. I'm glad I remembered that, because I got to make a post tonight to reveal it. They was wanting me to post it. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. It's great to see something like that, merchandise of your stuff. So,
hell
really,
yeah,
really happy with it.
Oh yeah,
it has a little cape. You can see the cape a little bit.
Another
Dude,
big
that's badass, bro.
Isn't it? Another big story that
yeah, dude.
that broke this week was, let me find it here. It is right here. Mark Spears adds a spoiler variant to Avengers Blind Bag display box. Now, here's what I love about this. I love that you have this Marvel variant that you were honest about it. I mean, you haven't said this. I kind of, let the information out because I'm bad at that. But you didn't even know that they were going to release the Avengers Captain America variant cover, which was your very first Marvel cover, right?
Yeah, it was. So that was, that was awesome, because I didn't even know it happened. I think Music Club might have been the one who told me or something in the Discord, because of, like, they were talking about, like, that's not a comic book. And then they were like, no, it's coming out, in a couple of days. And that was shocking to me. And so that was really neat. It was like, oh man, that's cool. So I did some Marvel stuff. I don't have to scratch off. I could scratch off my list, kind of. And then it came out and just like a storm, man. It was just like they sold out at distribution level within days, I think, that it came out. And then the 1 in 50 was like, rare. You couldn't hardly get one of those at all. So started going for like $200 to $300. Oh, look at John. John got some. And
That's
you know
'cause I'm a
what?
spoiled brat.
It's sad though that that's the 1 in 50 because that was perfect to sign, right? It's like
Yes.
got the perfect spot on it. The other one I have signed, but I kind of draw over the words and stuff on it. But that was a dream come true because I got to do Hulk. Ever since I was a kid, I want to do that, and so that was great. And then that opened the door where me and Marvel started talking again. And I can't say, but I'm doing some other stuff over at Marvel, and can't wait. You'll know. I'll come back in a couple of weeks. You'll know what it is. But then while I'm doing that, they asked this, and I said, "Well, sure." And when I agreed to it, I just thought, "Oh, it's an Avengers 1 cover." And then when they wrote about what this is, I was floored. I was like, dude, they trust me enough with this, right? So it was just it was just shocking. And when I can't talk about the cover because it's a spoiler cover, but when I did it, I was like, I got to make this cover. I was telling my wife, I said, this has to be the best cover I've ever done because someone's gonna open this, right? And they'll be like, dude, I bought all these and this, I didn't see this cover, and this cover sucks, So I said, this has to be the best one. And I showed it to her last night before I turned it in. And she said, yep, that's the best cover you ever did. So
awesome.
I'm very tickled. I can't wait till when do they come out in November? So I cannot wait. It's just going to be awesome. And to be on that series, because I think the regular covers, like in the bags, you've got Peach on it, you've got Crane on it, you've got tons of these great guys on it, and I was thrilled to be asked and then to be spotlighted like that. It was amazing, man, because I really didn't know. You've known this about me. I didn't know if I would ever do anything for Marvel. So it was a thrill to get to do that. So
Yeah, man. It was
I'm enjoying it so much, man. I'm just it's so good.
I couldn't
So,
imagine like how you felt because us over here being friends with you, like we felt proud for you. When we saw the cover, the first thing I thought was, holy shit, Mark got to do his Hulk. And
Yep.
we all know over here how much of a big deal that is to you. That you always wanted to do Hulk and Spider-Man, and those were your two characters. And one of the things about Mark that I think is so special, and Mark, you know this, we've talked about it ad nauseum, is that you're very easy to root for. You're one of us. There's that saying, Mark is one of us, and to see all the success is great, and then to see the add-on success is even better. Like. We talked many moons ago about how I don't think Mark's going to get the real respect he deserves until Spawn 77 comes out. Well, I'll be honest, Mark. I think that you might be getting the real respect you deserve even sooner than that. Spawn 77 might come out, not come out by the time, that respect hits in because you got some major hitters coming.
It kind of hit all at once, and you're right, because Meany had talked about that many nights, and he said, Mark, it's not going to happen. It doesn't really matter what happens on your own titles until you do something like that with Spawn. And I really think the last couple of months with Todd being out there, like every interview he does, he's mentioning my name a couple of times. That's helped. The Marvel Captain America, that helped, and the DC stuff that comes out, I try to make that kind of special every time I'm doing something over there now. And it's just all hitting. And I do finally feel that, because I would tell you, like, man, I'm not getting any respect in the industry. Like I would go and there would be nothing offered at all. It's not like I'm turning it down. And it was okay because I had my own stuff, but now it's I feel vindicated a little bit. I feel like I finally reached what I always wanted to. Because man, I'm the day that I was offered the Avengers #1, DC had also wrote within 30 minutes and said, how about a Justice League 3-part connecting cover? And I was just laughing, going, I just got offered Avengers and Justice League on the same day.
Oh my
I
gosh, man.
I made it.
And I want to stress this. You know, Mark said the point. It's the respect isn't for Mark from us. We all know who Mark is. It's from the industry, and I think that most creators probably go through that, right? Where, like, you know, they're doing their thing, and there's certain moments that happen where, all right, everybody knows who this guy is now. And I think, you know, after we kind of, you know, heard about Spawn 77 in the background and heard how good the storyline was and the idea of the storyline, and I just remember, you know, thinking, all right, that's going to be the moment where the rest of the industry realizes, like, this who Mark is. And it was pretty cool to see it happen kind of like in a smaller way on that Comics the Magazine secret variant. We haven't talked to you about that either. That was a pretty special moment to see that Spawn 77 secret variant happen, man.
Yeah, I remember I had done the interview. I'd done a cover, which a lot of people don't realize that Comics Magazine always published on their covers a former cover that they've redone. And when they offered that to me and it was like, hey, can we use something? And I was like, nah, I'm going to make you something new. So that was an image that had never been used before, right? I made it just for them. And then I think at the end, I was talking to them on the interview where they recorded it. And I said, hey, you know, you ought to talk to Todd. And then we talked about Spawn 77, and I said, you know, let me see. I think they'll let you put a Spawn 77 cover on this if you want to do a variant. And it worked out. They said sure, and I sent the artwork over there. They did their own thing to it, and it was a secret. We kept it a secret. Nobody knew until they got their books. Like, that was hidden in the stacks of 20 or 25 that they do. So that was a neat little gem right there that happened. And so it viral marketing, basically. So
yeah,
man, again, Spawn 77 is just going to be amazing. Me and Todd have done one interview so far together. I think we will do some more before it comes out. But me and Todd got on this Zoom call with someone who was going to, you know, they're writing it out, right? They're just recording the audio to write out in an article for a magazine overseas. And me and Todd, though, together, we're just cracking each other up. We riffed off each other. It was great. And the guy was actually wanting to go. He was letting us go because he's overseas. And then Todd kept going, like, was just talking about his background. We kept the guy for 30 more minutes, just messing with him. And it's just so fun. And I'm hoping we get to do a few like that live or recorded on YouTube, because me and him have a lot of the same kind of humor, and we get along really well. But that's just been a pleasure to do. And when Todd didn't say it to me, when he started saying it to all these other interviews that he's done, hey, if y'all like it, we'll do more. I'll get Mark, we'll do more. And I 100% would, in a heartbeat, because I love the characters that were created there. I love working with Todd, and to get to play in that sandbox again. If people like it, if it comes out and it was very well accepted, and Todd says you want to do some more, I would jump at it, because it's that fun. And honestly, I've created my own stuff, man. I love monsters. Midnight Man's doing great. Graveyard Shift is fun to do, but I tell you, the most fun I had doing interiors in a story was Spawn 77. I put the best things I could in there. Because I wanted that one thing that you go, you know, this is this guy's Killing Joke, or this guy's Dark Knight. And I had told Todd that in 23. I said, you give me one chance and I'll give you that. And I think I did it for him. That's my version. It ain't gonna be as good as that.
Yeah.
As good as I can make it. And and I'm very, very proud of it. So just
I
can't
think we
wait.
need a crossover. Let's see a crossover once this is all kind of established.
I've toyed around with that. Wouldn't that be cool to see
Yeah.
Spawn and monsters?
I would love that.
Well,
I think that might be.
I'll say
that might
this.
be something.
I'll say this. If Spawn 77, if characters in Spawn 77 don't have some type of spin-off, whether it's Spawn 78, like Music Pub says, or something, it'll be a travesty. I think it'll be a travesty. And we're all hoping that Spawn 77 is good enough. I'm telling you guys, I think it's good enough. But we're all hoping that it's good enough to get spin-offs. Because we've been saying it for a long time. There's multiple characters in there that are great, but there's a character in there that I think is one of the coolest characters in comics. And we'll see how that plays out. But you also just got back from FarleyCon. Let's talk about FarleyCon. What was that like?
Yeah, man, you must have had a list, Brian, of all the
Always, man.
FarleyCon was great. Did I do that at FarleyCon? I can't even remember.
You did.
I thought that was FarleyCon was great. It's a very small con. There are about 900 to 1,000 attendants over the 2 days. But we had a line outside when we got there, both mornings. It was a steady flow Saturday. We've gotten better, getting people through the lines and stuff. But dude, it was amazing getting to see fans. There was this one kid that was around 11, and he knew so much about Midnight Man and monsters, right? And he was a joy. We actually ended up telling him on Sunday to get behind the thing and sit with me, and while I would draw stuff and everything. So give him a few pointers. Yeah. There was so many people that came out that just were true fans. I mean, because they're not just buying it and then go, thank you. They were sitting there going, man, in issue so-and-so. And I'm like, wow, this is what I've always dreamed of, where they're asking me questions about it. And they're telling me, like, man, I just read 11 and this guy, I love this new Bug-Eyed Bill and all this. It was a pleasure. And Lucas was there, and Chase and Melissa, and Lucas signed a few books. Chase signed a few books. People were wanting to get group shots of us together because it's a big family event. That's, so it was great though. I enjoyed doing it. Hand held up the whole time. I wore my brace just in case. And we got another one in Cincinnati in into September.
Ooh.
When Spawn will be released. That will be the first con that Spawn will already be out. So,
oh my Lord,
can't wait for that.
That'll be crazy. And a lot of people have been asking about New York, whether there's plans for New York. I don't know if there is or not, but we got to ask.
Not right now. They told me they didn't need me for New York. But if Todd tells me that wasn't Todd, though, that was someone else at Image. And so, because I said, hey, do you need me up there to help promote it? If Todd says, Mark, I want you up here, I'm gone. I'm up there. So there's a chance I'm at New York. We don't know for sure. I don't have a place booked. I don't have a ticket to even get in. But I'll sneak in or something under like a food tray or something if I had to.
Well, that's funny you say that, because did you get to see any of the videos from San Diego, Mark, with not only Todd like hiding in the Scott Snyder line, but also Rob Liefeld walking around with the Deadpool
mask? Yes. And again, they are the two ambassadors of comics right now for me. It's like they're our Stan Lee. I mean, they really are. And they're so fun. I'm so glad they have that big personality, right? Where that's just great that Todd did that. I saw that Scott Snyder one. And I still haven't got to meet Scott. I'm planning to. He's going to be at that con in Cincinnati. So I might do the same thing and hide his line, but he wouldn't know who I was. He probably has never seen my face.
I bet you he wouldn't. Well, I'm not going to say that because I know how busy Scott is, but I bet you Scott Snyder knows who Mark Spears is. I'm sure he's
heard my name somewhere. Yeah. So I might go through the line and just say, hey, on this one, can you write, I hate Mark Spears, and see what he says on that.
Music
no,
Pub
he's
says
he's a great guy. I can't wait to get to meet him. But Rob, man, that cracked me up when he's doing that with the mask on. And
did you see the one
he
where
tells a story how he did that before too, where he years and years ago he brought his portfolio work to Marvel, and like he dressed up as some like not himself and was trying to get portfolio reviews, and they were like, "This is too like image like. We don't want any of this stuff." Can you imagine, like,
bro? If he really did that, that is like classic trolling to the 10th
yeah, he
degree.
talked about it on his podcast. He like wore a hat and like he's like, they just didn't recognize me. It's crazy.
So for those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, here's a perfect example. So Rob was walking around the con with a Deadpool mask, asking people like, questions like, who would win between Deadpool and this guy? Who would win? He walked up to a Ghost Rider cosplayer and said, who would win between Ghost Rider and Deadpool? Well, this is funny. He walks up to Jeff Loeb and he says, do you think Jeff Loeb recognizes me? This is great.
Jeff Loeb.
And this week. What's going on?
What do you think of Deadpool?
Deadpool is the greatest creation since Marvel ever started making comics.
What do you think of that guy, Rob Liefeld?
Rob Liefeld does not produce enough new characters for the Marvel Universe and save the Marvel Universe.
So we have a pretty low opinion of Rob Liefeld. So we're in a
I do. This is what I can tell you is Rob Liefeld, the man, then there's Rob Liefeld, the myth, and then there's Rob Liefeld, the legend. So one of the few people that falls in all three categories.
I'm going to tell Rob you said that. I appreciate that. As Deadpool, I like telling my creator nice things.
Okay, you know that it's all true.
I have a collection at home of Batman, and it says Absolute Batman on the big slipcover. Yes. And it's written by you, and it's written by Jim Lee, and drawn by Jim Lee. It's really good. Why is there two Absolute Batman?
Because they took something that was absolutely brilliant and has been selling great for 30 years and went, let's use that.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I would love to see Rob Liefeld's take on Metamorpho, a character that's not used enough, and I think James Gunn has found in Metamorpho the answer to how to save the DC Universe.
Mr. Loeb, we share a passion for not liking Metamorpho. I wish you much success, Mr. Loeb.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So there's a moment there where I think that Jeff Loeb is hitting on everything that we all know right here.
Does not produce enough new characters for the Marvel Universe and save the Marvel Universe.
So
we need Rob Liefeld to save the Marvel Universe, ladies and gentlemen. And if we can't get Rob Liefeld to save the Marvel Universe, there's somebody out there that could save him. There's somebody out there can save him. I don't know who, but there is somebody out there that hopefully can do it.
I think he's just got so much bad blood there where he's, bridges have been burnt both ways. And I mean, he was talking this week about, kind of a not warm feelings with Ryan Reynolds, which
I know that was crazy. That was very interesting to hear him say that.
That was wild. Yeah, that was wild. So, he's a polarizing guy. Like I like Rob, but he is polarizing. There's no way around it.
Yep.
Right?
Well, here's a perfect question. We have a creator on the panel.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that if they offered it to Rob, like say this new guy comes in and goes, hey, nothing's working, let's fucking try something different. Hey, Rob, come be the editor of the X-Men or something like to that effect. Do you think Rob's love for the X-Men would be enough for him to say, okay, I'm going to go work with Marvel again? I look at Clutch's face.
I don't think he would ever do editor-in-chief like people were saying, because he said, there's too many restrictions. Yeah. But if you're talking about doing something again like Heroes Reborn, I think he would be maybe open to that if they gave him free control. Like nobody can change it. Let him do his own thing for a year or two. And that would be amazing just to see what happens. Maybe he's not, maybe he's just over it. Like the Absolute stuff, like Snyder's over all that. I don't know. Yeah. But there's, past blood there, but he loves Marvel so much, right?
He does.
And I don't know. That's what I would say. If he could get something that no one can change, he gets to do it his way, definitively that way. Heck, that's just hard for a creator to go, wow, you're going to let me do it
Well, you do see him talk about his love for like John Byrne, Chris Claremont, X-Men. It's so evident. And Clutch, you had a visceral reaction to that. What are your thoughts?
He's staying out of it.
No, I don't know what you're saying at all.
I'm putting Clutch on Front Street.
No, please do, man. I'll knock that fucking door down. It's a weird thing. Like I look back to Rob's was it Snake Eyes Dead Game or whatever that he did with IDW, and like he's like, oh, I love Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe and all that stuff, and then it's like he puts in a fucking random like 1970s like fat judo dude in there, the main villain. I'm like, it's awesome because you love it so much, whatever. But let's also remember, like, Rob is like 20 years older. Like his love is like 60s, 70s stuff. And it's like, I just don't feel that like that's the stuff that's going to propel, X-Men, Marvel to, a new age. It's like we're going. I don't want to go back. It's like you look at Absolute Batman, and it's like these guys are like they took Batman and made it kind of like hipper and fresher and newer. And I feel like if we go that route, we're gonna go older, crunchier, and slower. And like that's not, it's not where I'm trying to go.
Yeah,
that's not where I think it should go.
Yeah,
like I give me stuff more like the animated Spider-Man series that's on at Sony. Like, give me more of that funky, cool, fresh, like forward-thinking stuff. Give me more X-Men 97, where it's like it is an homage, but it's also like a little more fresh. It's a newer. It has a good feel. Like more of that stuff. I don't want to go back. I want to go forward.
Amen. Leg. Let's test out your audio. What do you think? Audio's still not working. Check your settings. Go into your StreamYard settings. Go into your StreamYard settings and go to audio.
How about now?
You got
it. Hey, everybody's big leg.
All right, leg. What are your thoughts?
I've had so many thoughts to suppress in like the last hour and a half. Like, what do you
it's like
get?
a fart. He's just been sitting on him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just sitting here, and it sucks because I've been looking forward to listening to Mark on the new stuff, and I couldn't, and I'm just trying to restart, and everything on here it's like browser stuff anyway. So I don't know. I think what Sean just said about, hope like Rob making something crusty or something like that could be a little bit difficult. As far as I'm excited again about Mark's bags, I know I missed part of that. Obviously a chunk of that, which I probably for being a seller that's mostly alone, other than somebody kind of help me ship sometimes, like other than the big companies, I probably rip more bags than as a solo person than anybody out here. You know what I mean? So that was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. And also the same thing, like not making, and we talked about this a while ago, but like not making in my opinion, the cardinal sin of having the cover A in the bags. The other covers in the bags. So it's like you can it's everything new, because nobody, I don't know, it drives me crazy. But nobody wants what they can already have.
Right.
So things like that. So I don't know. The different stuff, I'm looking forward to that. It's 177 and beyond. Looking forward to that. Been looking forward to that. We've been talking about that in here for God knows how long. Listening to Todd get excited about it. The more I think about it, I think it's really cool. It's getting condensed into the 3 issues. I think I think a lesson that we might be learning by getting new readers from Absolute Batman is that chaos, sort of condensed and chaotic and shorter storylines and stuff. Maybe not for us, but to have new people in things. Like there's a new gen. Like I think of Absolute Batman sort of like almost like scrolling like TikTok or Instagram or something. Like there's a lot going on. It jumps stories. It goes back and forth. It's very frenetic. It's not like a one layer show, things like that. So I think getting Spawn down condensed keeps the readers in there, and a lot of these things, and I know you guys have been working on it so long that it's going to be done, I think, when it's released, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's going to be released in 3, but so getting some of that stuff finished. So many series have not been done that to be able to accomplish that in 3 extended sittings, and we know you and Todd can both use a lot of words. So that I think that'll be great. I'm just looking forward to so much of this stuff. So much of this.
Shout out to Rye with the $9.99 super chat. He says, Robbie L for the Marvel editor in chief. Don't censor him. It would revive Marvel. There we go.
I mean, can you imagine?
I was what I was trying to say when we found out I could talk though. But shout out to Rye because I sent a picture. I swear because this was months ago. I swear I texted it to Mark. But like so I'm like, no, everybody. I have so much of this stuff open between and this was the holiday bags or the Christmas ones. I said I got so much of this open. You guys are good. I won't. I've opened so many for myself. Nobody's gonna get duplicates. And I'm like, dude, I made these piles for Rye, who won like I don't know hundreds. Right? I was like, hey, dude, I'm just gonna hand out. I don't know. I can't tell at this point if you have a duplicate or not. I had them spread out across my living room tables, like in piles of the stuff like that to take away and to give back. And I'm just like, here's this many more bags. Just I don't know what to say. Just figure it out. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that for a second because there is something. Something amazing with.
He had almost every cover.
Yeah, there's something amazing with Mark Spears collectors. Like they're pretty rabid. Like Mark, we talk about industry success, but you have a creator collector success where you have a rabid group of collectors that you're building this fan base. It's pretty amazing. There's some famous collectors out there that we all know their names of and whatnot, and for buying all these Mark Spears items and being like Mark Spears completists. And I still have, shout out to GB Atlanta, jumping in on every one of my live eBay live sales or whatnot sales going, hey, I'll take some Mark Spears blind bags because I know that freaking Helvis hasn't been pulled yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wants that Helvis really bad. Yeah.
How bad do you want the case or two I got? GB, let me know. Also, GB, hit me up. I thought I got your number in Vegas. If I did, I was about 4 a.m. in Vegas in a casino. So I might have messed that up or put that under some other name. So anyway.
Yeah, it's odd to me, that you have some of these guys that like our completist or whatever drops they want. It's amazing feeling to have that you have a fan base like that, and it's just so I just have a responsibility, I feel, to continue to do great stuff, because if they're invested in me to where they're watching like what's coming out on Mark and all this, I want them to have something awesome to read or to look at on the cover. So that's I feel a responsibility on that, but it's just amazing. Again, to you do these things in solidarity. No one's around. I haven't seen anyone since April, and then Farley last week. It was the first time I've gotten out of the house to see anybody that knew anything about comics, and it was just it's humbling, and it's awesome to see that they're taking their time to come, even if they're local, they're still getting in the car, driving over there, paying the fee to get in and waiting in a line to see me. So it's an amazing thing. And I have some great fans, man. I did a quick whatnot today just because I'm trying to learn it. I don't know everything about it. And I didn't really announce it till 2 minutes before I was going to do it. And they showed up, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's
people, by the way, Leg, I just unmute yourself whenever you want to say something. I just got you on mute. You there? Oh, you changed your mic. Check your mic settings for your settings in StreamYard to choose the Yeti or something. There we go. You there? Nope, still can't hear you. There's some kind of there's some kind of issue with your power cord, Mike. With your power cord, Leg. So one of the things that people in the chat were talking about your Whatnot sale, and it's pretty amazing to see the Whatnot and the eBay Live and this live selling explosion that's still happening, and to see Mark hasn't been on Whatnot very often. He's still learning the platform, but you can go over there and your fans can get a direct line to you in such a major way. And again, I feel like that is such an important thing about the live selling platforms. You know what I mean?
And today, for the first time, I think we did it. I grabbed some blank sketch covers and just started drawing on them. And it was really neat because a lot of people, want to see me sketch some, and I just never get a chance, right? Because I'm always busy working on other stuff. So it was neat getting just to do that. I have fun doing it. We started a couple weeks ago. It might have been in a month, where one day they're packing up stuff from the website or eBay or something, and there's all these Gemini mailers and stuff, ready to go. And I just started picking up some and grabbed a Sharpie, and I just started drawing on all of it, like any of them I could grab. And that became a thing where people really like that, right? It's like a little surprise they're getting. And then I was like, I guess people like, because to me it's just a quick sketch. It's a, 3 minute sketch, 4 minute sketch, but they enjoy it. And I was like, when we did our whatnot today, I said, hey, I'm just gonna to do this and see if they enjoy it. And they sure did. And it's fun, to get to share what I kind of do for a living with other people. I don't really, a lot of people would say, oh, you ought to turn on YouTube or something while you're doing it and everything. It's a little distracting to do and all that. But,
Yeah.
To do on a show where I go, I take time. I was like, hey, I'm going to take an hour and a half, go over there, do this. And then an hour and a half, right after that, I came right back and was working. But it's a fun little break. And it's fun to do. I did a Spider-Man remark and things like that. I was just doing where you actually paint over it and paint it all red, and then you go over. I was doing it that way, not just a quick one. So it was kind of fun to do those little things. And yeah, so next time, I don't know when we'll do one. We might do one next week. Doing it during the day is a little easier for me because it's like I'm taking a break from work. So
Yeah.
It's fun, and it's just, again, to get to spend time talking to fans, answering some questions. Melissa was trying to read the questions while I'm drawing, so we might even do one where I'm just doing 10 sketches in an afternoon, and that's all I'm going to do, and just have fun, interact with people.
Hell yeah, man. That's a great reason to use it for, and I think that's one of the best parts. Steven Fuentes with the super chat. He says, yo, Mark, so happy for you, bro. Spawn 77 will be awesome. And other covers you're doing are kicking ass in store. And that's Steven Fuentes from Most Wanted Comics in Corpus Christi, Texas, who's got a great store. And he's
It's all right.
So here we haven't really talked much about
So,
monsters all night yet. You know what I mean? And this is something that's happening right now. This is a pretty epic thing. Did you ever think that you would be like doing something like this, where you're doing a black and white, like what's the best thing to call it? It's like what they do on
It's
DVDs, where they do
like a noir.
like a director's edition of your comic book, man. That's pretty amazing.
That was it was interesting the way it came about. So when I talked to Todd about, Spawn and everything, and he was saying, he made sure nothing was bumping around into it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and move the blind bags. I don't want to come out the same month, Graveyard Shift and Spawn. I want to give people a little break. So we moved it to October, middle October. Well, Keen Spot wrote and said, that's fine, but man, I hate not having something come out on Monsters Day. They call it the anniversary, right? I think it's like September 18th.
That's fucking awesome, bro. Dude,
right.
We need to celebrate Monsters Day on the channel. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And so it'll be the 2-year anniversary. So I was like, he said, do you care? Should we do another printing? And I said, okay. Could they do a treasury edition, like the big old Marvel books and the DC ones? And he looked into that. Said they would need more time. He said that's definitely something we can do, but the printer wants like extra months. So we actually might do just one of them, but a big one out before Christmas. That would be really cool. But for this one, I said, well, I don't want to just re-release Monsters 1 again. You know, I don't want a cash grab or nothing. I want something, you know, different and cool. So I said, what if we did it this way, where I color the blood and Slayer's eyes and his markings red throughout the book? So I spent I don't know, 5 days or so going back and doing all that on the interior. So I knew that I could get it all done. And then I started coming up with covers. Like the first cover is based on the cover was number 1. It was the foil, the flip foil or something, I think. And I didn't like it. I started looking at the artwork like, oh man. So I kind of like re-updated it all. Like I'd spent like 2 days actually getting it better. And then I took a bride that I had done an exclusive with and repainted that some. The Brides and Dracula, I had done a cover in full color and never released it. I forgot about it. So I recolored that black and white. Then the Slayer, I thought, you know, I wanted to do an absolute homage even before Comic Tom got one. Lucas had suggested it, and I was like, you know what? People like that one. This would give them one to go with. So I did that one. The Dracula was something else I already had and never used. It was one of the original cards, I think, on the Halloween edition. I never used it, so we used that. And I told King Spy, I want them all to be that matte texture.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
This is great. That's what Comic Tom and Davis's books were. And then I said, let's do which I don't ever do that. Usually I don't take a regular open order and also make it a variant incentive. But I said, I know people will want that absolute. So I said, let's make it a 1 in 66. And they came back and said, we could, but we could only do it, you know, if you want it to be metal, because it was going to be like a spot foil. And it would be just the little eyes, you know, not much of a foil. They said, we can do it metal, which I know it would look really good on that. They said, but it would have to be a 1 in 100 to be able to do it. And I said, let's go with that, because they won't be many, right? That will be like something you will hardly ever see, because no one's really getting, you know, 100 of these, because, you know, it's the 7th printing. So we went with that. And I enjoyed it. I thought they looked great. It's something different with the logo and then the blood and stuff. So I can't wait. That'll actually be out early September. I think like a month from right now.
Yeah, that was on FOC this couple days ago. So hopefully, you know, if you're a shop, you pick some of these up, figure out a way to get them.
Probably still get your order in, but something that people didn't know is we're going to include in that issue, like, I think 8 pages of Graveyard Shift.
Ooh, preview. That's a
that's a good preview of it. So,
ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't realize what Mark just said right there, think G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Tech Jacket, and like all those great comics that had previews of Invincible or Walking Dead. Like that's something special. So
that will have the first ever printed stuff of Graveyard Shift. It'll show like 8 pages in it. So that's great. We didn't release that information because, you know, now at FOC I can go ahead and, again, I like surprises, but that's going to be awesome when that comes out. I can't wait.
Hell yeah.
I love the matte and I love the black and white, and I think that's going to look great. So, and Monster 11 just came out, and I got much feedback at Farley about it. They really liked it. I was apologizing. I was like, sorry, it's a talking head issue, because, you know, some people don't like that, but they're like, dude, you had all these monsters talking to each other with different voices, and they loved it. So I was real happy with the way it was received.
What can people look forward to when it comes to the Unholy One? Because in the Monsters universe, I think this is like one of those moments that kind of could define like a comic and a character that is like the big bad, like the Thanos, like the dark side. You know what I mean? Even from when we first saw the Unholy One, we knew like that was a character that like it is something menacing about that character. What can we expect with the Unholy One saga?
Man, it's going in a neat place that you'll see here in a few issues. That there is a reason I have all these characters. You know, some of them might not make it. And yeah, he is my big bad, and I can't wait to see him unleashed and see what he does to some of your favorite characters. So it's going to be a neat story. It was all going toward that. The whole thing about the Dungeon of the Damned, the Ring, Dracula, Malik, the Slayer. So it's all headed toward that, and I can't wait, man. We've had to push it. We were going to have it come out in November and number 12, but I think because of my workload right now, I told them, I said I need a few more weeks because they need the covers now, and I'm done putting out anything that's rushed. I'm like, I owe it more to my fans to not put out something just because, hey, I already had this done. It's not great. Here you go. But I'm like, I'd rather, you know, because the fans that really like the story and everything, they'll give me a couple more weeks to get it out. So we're going to have that come out. I think they're right early December, like the very first of the month. And hopefully Graveyard Shift, if my plans go right, Graveyard Shift 2 will be out before the end of the year too.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
so
Official Music Pub asks, is trade paperback volume 2 coming anytime soon?
They have talked about that. Keenspot did, but I haven't got those together. They might be trying to get that. I'm not sure, but I would like to get it out there because I think their plan was to put, you know, in 4-issue blocks, and then I want to put out like a big all 12 issues in one thing, right? I want that out there too because the next issue would be 12, and that would be kind of neat. But then, you know, could wait until we finish the Unholy One saga and just have it all, just a big omnibus of that. But I don't know yet. I know they have mentioned it about putting that out. I don't know if it would come out this year. They had a lot of problems with the printing of the trade paperback. They had to go to different printers.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a hassle because remember, it was supposed to be out in December. I think it came out in April.
You know, I've been hearing quite a bit about printer talk, and at some point, whether it's, you know, some show on the network, I would love to talk to more printers, because, you know, printers are you know, such a necessary thing in this, obviously necessary in this hobby. And there's a lot of things that have happened over the past couple of years that have changed the way that printers operate. And I would love to hear from more printers. We're going to try and get more printers on the industry show. And it's such a big part of this hobby that doesn't get enough respect. And, you know, the information isn't out there about them. But I think it's very interesting how you, Mark, has changed the industry or the way that printers you know, handle things, especially with your blind bags, collation issues, you know, how printers deal with you know, variant covers. It's very interesting, and we're keeping our eye on that. But here's another question from the chat. Igor says, CGC custom label coming anytime soon before NYCC? ?
Yes. 2. They've already been paid for. I'm waiting on, I think they got to print up like the physical ones now to show it to me in, you know, person. But yes, 2 of them have been approved and on the way. So maybe 4 to 6 weeks from right now. Hoping. So yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. We got two, in my opinions, 2 of the biggest Mark Spears fans on the planet in the panel right now, and John and Joe. And I would love to ask them specifically, do you guys have anything that what are you guys looking forward to the most in the Mark Spears world over the next year? John?
Oh, me first. I would say, first of all, I don't want him to rush. I love reading. That's why when you guys, when we're talking behind scenes and he's giving us the next plot, I tune out or I mute it. I don't want to know. I want this to take its time. I want it to unfold. I want to watch. I want to read it fresh. Um, I like to see. I would love to see monsters go like some of my other previous favorites, like Walking Dead. 200 issues. Um, and also I'd like to see the world expand where, like you guys said, Spawn maybe doing a one-shot crossover, where it doesn't have to be involved with the actual story, but just an imagination, imaginary story of what if, Spawn broke through some kind of a portal or something, or reached through one of his dimensions and came into the Mark Spears universe with monsters, or maybe even graveyard shift or shift. I feel like I mean, listen, the horror genre, there's not enough of it out there that's good, and of course, I love this. I love everything horror. I love everything he's doing. And listen, I've got people out here in New York that every single time I set up at a show, they keep asking, is there confirmation whether he'll be at New York Comic Con? I said, listen, you got to watch the shows. He does go over why, what's going to get him out here. Everybody's out here in New York waiting for you to come out here, but I'd like to see the universe get bigger with monsters. I wanted to see it expand. I want to see maybe more involvement, and maybe, who knows, maybe Graveyard Shift will have something to do at some point with monsters. I already kind of feel like I know kind of how Mark's mind works, so he'll come in through something will happen where these guys all intertwine at some point, maybe, and I love it. So I don't, like I said, I don't want to know what's next. I love, because if you read the stories correctly, you see where he's going. Especially look what happened with Midnight Men. You know what I mean? That nobody saw that coming. He started off saying, "Hey, it's a one shot," and now everybody's wanting more. Now it's going more, and it's really great. I read number 2. I never like telling anybody what I read, because I'm telling people, read it yourself. I'm telling you, it's really good. I hand out his issues. I buy enough of it when I do the shows, and when they're huge fans that are cover collectors, they're big fans of the art. Some, when I finally start talking to them about it, they're like, I'm going to give it a go. So I give, like I said, I have a boatload of the blind bag issues and stuff. So I give them samples to read, and the T-shirts. I gave out the T-shirts at the show, and then it just, it was really cool to see a lot of young people come up to the table and interested in it. So, but again, I just want to see the universe get bigger, and I want it to go as like I said, it would be great if I can have boxes of 200 issues from a storyline, of monsters. I mean, look at Walking Dead. Walking Dead ended, and then I keep thinking somewhere in the back of my mind, Kirkman is going to somehow come back to it. Because it was such a strange number to end at. I think he ended at like 193 or something like that for Walking Dead, and I'm like, I have a feeling this guy's going to come out of nowhere one day and you'll see like issue 194,
I love it. I hope
because
so.
if you listen to Kirkman talk, he's like very much like Mark. He generally is a fan of comic books.
Fan
And
first,
and he loves everything he does. He puts his heart into it. That's why his writing is so good. And that's why when you read Mark, you can see that Mark was a fan his entire life. I mean, look at that picture we saw of him in the trading card as a kid with the monster sketch. This is something that's been a passion of his, and you can feel it when you read it.
Yeah.
And it's different when you read somebody who genuinely cares about what they're doing versus a person who's just got a job, And so that's why I said I'm on the Mark train until he decides he's not, doing it anymore, which is, I hope, we're going to push him like Stan Lee and bring him in a chair and force him to,
I love it.
to be places,
Hey, Mark, I've
Dark
got
humor.
a question for you. I collect original art, and I see the prices continuing to go to just like skyrocket, right? And you're seeing even new properties getting pretty big dollar amounts. Like, is there some thought that, like, for maybe some key issues, like really doing some traditional stuff to save some of that for for down the road, or maybe sell and scoop some value? I mean, I looked at a couple artists who are making, you know, 6 figures a year just in selling art, which is insane. Some people are, you know, you look at the Dragata drops from Felix. I mean, some of these drops are like $200,000-$300,000 at a time. It's crazy. But I don't know. I'm always curious, you know, from the thought of the artist itself or the creator, like, has that crossed your mind?
Oh yeah. I have like all my Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Because they don't, you know, didn't have a relationship with them before.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know, want to go in there and say I don't do sketches. So everything that I've done over there, there is a sketch that's approved before I go to paint. So there's those I have. I've thought about. I've messed around with it with monsters. I've done a couple of sketches that were, you know, kind of on the covers that I still have the original art for.
Yeah.
I thought about going more on that and doing more of that stuff. It's just I've been so busy, I don't really have time to.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to give me I'm doing a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman cover, and I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, man, if I could just take a day to get that really detailed pencils, I could turn around from years from now when that cover is iconic and sell that.
Even months. I saw, you know, a variant Absolute Batman that was not a recognizable. It wasn't like a Quintana where it was like very recognizable. I mean, it just hit like 15, 20,000 on auction, which was just wild, you know? So there's a part of me that's just always kind of like advocating for the artist. Like, I want you guys to make some of that money, you know, like I want you guys to see the benefit of that.
Yeah. And that's the problem about doing a lot of stuff digital.
Yeah.
It's quicker, but you don't have that, not a true, you know, you could print it once, but that's not the true, you know, people want the actual hand to pencil, the stuff. So, like today I did do some sketch covers and stuff and I enjoyed that. That's kind of fun. Just a quick thing to do, but, I might do that more. It's just,
or maybe just for key issues where it's like, hey, this is the first time this character is going to show up. I'm going to do this cover traditionally and keep that. Like I know a lot of digital artists that will do like, here's that one page, here's the splash page introduction of a character. And I'm going to do that traditionally because that's where the big money is. I can still work efficiently for everything else, but I'm just thinking, man, like there's
certain things. I could see doing that because you're like, you know what, this is this person's first appearance, first cover, things like that I could see doing that on. It's really just it's time constraints sometimes, but on certain pieces like that, I do have some original art that I could pull out later on. I know Todd, he kept everything.
Everything. That's crazy.
Said one day, I don't even think he said he was going to leave it to his kids. I think he said he was going to like give it to charity one day or something. But I just, you know, I want to have that just in case later on. So I wouldn't mind. I mean, there is some sketches for certain books, but there was missed opportunities where like some of my Spawn books in the past, I wish I'd have done that on the Absolute reprints. I wish I'd have done that on those. The first Absolute Batman I did, all those kind of things. But in the future I might. It just depends if that's something my fan base really enjoys, which today
I'll buy. I'm on first in line.
I might do that because that's actually you know, I understand it. I love, you know, I was always traditional up until I started doing some licensing work, and they tried to get me to go digital because of, you know, a faster turnaround. It needed to be colored really quick and all that kind of stuff. So you know, give me a pencil and a piece of paper, and that was my thing. I didn't even really like inking myself. I was okay at it. Just you know, I could translate what I was trying to do. Okay. But pencils was just, I thought it looked better in just pencil and not even ink when I would, you know, do a fully rendered pencils. So, you know, maybe we'll have some more of that come out there. I would like to do some of that for Spawn 77. There was talk about me doing full pencils and Todd coming in there and inking those pencils, but he would ink it digitally.
Yeah.
But my pencils would still exist.
Yeah, perfect.
For later. So, and that's another thing I would like to explore. If I do continue to do more, then I don't really want to keep doing 6 covers for monsters. It's just too much. But you say I do a cover A, cover B, maybe a C incentive or something like that. But if I keep doing like 2 to 3 open order covers, I wouldn't mind one of them being just pencils, right?
Yeah.
No color, just your regular, because I enjoy that. I love when I see pencils printed as a cover. So I might start doing that in the future.
Hell yeah.
That's my
Joe,
recommendation.
Joe, I skipped over you. What are you looking forward to in the Mark Spears world?
Man, I don't know. I think Mark's there, man. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for him. It's just it's everything that we talked about and kind of what his goals were and where he wanted to be. I remember asking Mark, where do you see yourself a year from now? And some good talks and like, holy shit, man. It's like can't say anything. There's some top secret stuff, but bro.
Secrets. Secrets.
Yeah, and I'm just it validates like what we saw, like because people were saying like nah, and like we look, we like kind of see, oh man, that's good, right? And then people are saying no, that's not that good, and like this is an anomaly and he'll only be around for a little while and then he'll go away, and like it just proves that we weren't just picking at random, oh, we like this guy and we're gonna like bump him up. Like legitimately, when you've got creators going like, holy shit, like McFarlane is authentic reaction to an unholy one, that kind of validates like us seeing what he's seeing, what we saw, right? When we first saw the Lobo and then the bride and just, all of that. So I just, I'm just going along for the ride. And much like John said it really well, that wants him to take his time to do his best work. But man, like they're coming at Mark in all different directions, all companies. And because they now realize that the talent is there, it's like, I don't know what took so long. But it's,
yeah, I
he's
hear
in
you,
the
bro.
right place at the right now.
Yeah.
I wish I could say, well, because man, I got a whole shitload of wish lists that I tell Mark, as like, when are we getting monster boxes that we could put our monster books in?
Well,
right?
let's talk about that. Is there any news maybe on some monster short boxes?
That's funny because there was an email I just saw on my phone about 15 minutes ago. Keen Spot contacted BCW again. We've been we were put in touch with them by, I don't know if he wants me to say, but by somebody I know, and they gave us a quote. Then we waited a few months and we were like, hey, we want this, but we can't get a hold of that guy again. But we do want to get them. And Keen Spot wrote twice tonight to do different people over there. We do want those because we know people want, they have a short box, long box of these things. So,
well, here's something that's interesting, and I don't mean to cock block anybody or anything, but and I mean that in BC. I don't mean to cock block BCW, but there is a new short box company I saw that is putting out this information about this short box that is very strong and sturdy. I apologize, I can't remember the company. They were at San Diego Comic-Con at the Hell Destroyer More Great Art Retailer Summit. I saw them there. They had a setup there. They sounded like they were really trying to make some noise into this industry. And I would say to them, maybe reach out to Mark Spears and talk to Mark Spears about maybe doing some Mark Spears.
Yes, if you reach out to me, reach out to Keen Spot, either one. We're trying to get that done because that's the number one question I have when they asked about merchandise and stuff is they want the boxes. So we're just trying to make it for them. If you're watching this, please reach out to one of us and see. But we're in talks right now, trying to get in touch with them again. But we're open to anything. We want to get that made.
Let me.
And then,
oh, go ahead,
well,
Joe.
I want an Unholy One plushie, bro.
I hope those do well enough that they will do keep going doing more. The Slayer was their first, and dude, it's cool. It has two little stakes on it. It's great. I'll have to show you.
There's a question in chat from King Alex that asks about Bandai, aka One Piece cards. Now I know you've been doing work on the Magic the Gathering stuff. You talked about the Star Trek stuff. We know about the Marvel stuff. I want to ask a couple questions about the card stuff. Is there any room, maybe if Bandai contacts you or maybe Pokemon contacts you? I mean, I know it's crazy to talk about this stuff because it's totally different realms, but I'm just throwing it out there. Have you been contacted from any of these other card companies? Oh, look at that. There we go. Look at that.
Oh yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Are you serious?
Look at
That's
that.
fucking great, dude.
Everybody needs that on their desk, man.
U2's, you guys is the
Dude, you
is
gotta
the
put
website.
that logo on the back of his cape, dude. Like the Monsters logo.
On
Do you
the,
have it?
I want to say it's the 11th. I'll be making a post before I go to bed about that I was supposed to make tonight, the reveal. But here you go. It's been revealed. So now you see him.
So for those of you guys that want to know
great,
where you can find these, I'm guessing at some point these are going to be available on the website.
Yeah, it'll be on their website, I'm sure.
So u2s.com, you guys, I'm dropping the link in the website. But let me go back to that question. Any thoughts on working with any other TCG companies to do maybe art for them?
I wouldn't mind it if it's in my schedule. I did all the Magic the Gathering stuff in, what was that? Was that in 24 in December or something like that? Early 25. And I haven't really, gave it a lot of thought at that time. Since then, I want to say I even started it before Monsters came out. I can't remember. But all that's been done for years ago, and I haven't done any cards since then. There's another card series I can't mention because I don't think it was announced. But you do these things like 2 to 3 years removed from when they come out. It's kind of odd. But I would be open to stuff like that just because I sometimes I like the challenge of doing something I haven't ever done, that kind of style.
Well, this lets me segue into the next question that Official Music Pub has asked. What about a Monsters TCG? Is that any thoughts about maybe working with somebody to do a Monsters TCG?
Yeah, that would be neat. There was a Monsters card game that they did a Kickstarter for. I can't remember the company, but it still has. I think it comes out maybe this year.
Ooh.
They did that back in like 2024. They did the Kickstarter and backer kit and all that for it. And it wasn't really just collectible cards. It was cards that had this board and little figurines and stuff on it. But that supposedly finally is getting made and be out this year. But as far as like a collectible card game, that would be cool if it was just the cards, like
Hell
Magic
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I probably would have. That's the trajectory I would have went if I hadn't. I was already thinking of that before I got into comics.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the trading cards, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if you ain't just collecting the cards, but it was actually something you could do? You could actually play the game. So I thought about going in that direction. Then the comic stuff happened, but that would be something maybe down the road that would be fun to do because I do have so many characters. And it would be fun to do that. And then you got
What
Graveyard
about
Shift.
any updates on the cards in general? I know the last Kickstarter you did was for the Halloween Kickstarter, and for the Halloween cards 2026, I believe it was.
Yep.
Any thoughts for future card drops?
Yeah, I think we might do something. It won't be this year. We'll probably skip this year, but next year, because there's so many more covers now since the other one came out. So even if I just did cover cards, I would have plenty of cards to do it. So yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe make it a little bit smaller, but more fun. Maybe have it where it's easier to collect them all. This last one had like 150 or more base cards, and then we had parallels of all that. So I would probably scale it down a little bit, because even the card company, a lot of times when I do things the first time like that, I go too big, and the card company said I was crashing their computers with the they never did that big. So next year I still I've been wanting to do a Kickstarter for another comic or something eventually, but that would probably be next year too, because there's just too much right now. But so those things maybe next year. I can't even imagine what will be next year, because if you'd asked me last year what this year would be like, I would have said, I think me and Hood had that conversation, and I said, well, there'll be there's going to be a lower point, because your trajectory was going up, and there at some point it has to come down a little bit. But I didn't think all these things would be hitting at the same time. It reminds me when Monsters hit. You had all the DC covers coming out, like boom, 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 Green Lantern with a Stewart on it. You had Lobo, you had King Spawn, and then Monsters came out and blew up. So this reminds me of that time period, because you've got the Marvel stuff. Then you've got the there's some DC stuff y'all haven't seen yet that will get solicited soon. Then you got Spawn, and then you've got the Magic stuff. It's just all happening at one time, and it's just like a perfect storm. So I do feel that it's, in my opinion, this is better than last year. I think this year has topped that, and it's be interesting to see what 27 holds.
Well, there's three things that I want to, we've had you for 2 hours here, and you're a busy man, more busy than you've ever been. But there's three things that I want to bring up before we let you get out of here. Speaking of the cards, I saw this amazing post, and I don't know if you saw this, but it was on Facebook, where a father had when his child was born, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I think it was, when you first put out the Monsters first card Kickstarter, it was the same year his child was born, and he said, I would love to have some things when my child is old enough to understand what collecting is and cards is, to kind of open with him. And he bought multiple hobby boxes of the first edition Monsters cards. His son turned 6 years old recently, and he started opening up a pack. I think it was a pack a night with his son. And he wrote this amazing, post on Kickstarter about what it meant to him to be sitting with his son, involving his son in a hobby that he thought of when his son was born, and it was all kind of like coming together, and how much his son got into it. And I don't know, did you see that, Mark?
No, I haven't. I don't get on social media much. I'm so busy. But no, I haven't seen that at all, man. That's amazing.
It was amazing, and I'll send that to you. But that kind of reminded me of a story that happened recently, within the past couple months, that we haven't talked about on this channel yet, and I wanted to wait till you were on here. And it's this story right here.
A Two Below comic book collector makes a rare find when he purchases blind bags featuring work by acclaimed artist Mark Spears. Ali Martin met up with the collector, who shows us his once-in-a-lifetime find and the local comic book store that's made it all possible.
In recent years, blind bags have become popular in comic book circles.
Just like baseball cards, or comic cards. We've got comic cards here. We may have a box down here in the in a thing that's got a $1,000 card in it. You know, you just don't know whenever you're busting a pack.
Joseph Royce has been collecting comic books for years and is a huge fan of artist Mark Spears and his Monster series. Royce purchased 2 cases of Blind Bags through Brat Comics. Each case has 140 covers in a bag. One of the cases Royce purchased had a 1 in 14,000 work of art. The next case had the crown jewel.
So he put a blue ticket in the books, and each blue ticket was for a 1-of-1 signed sketch graded book.
Okay.
And I wound up pulling it and got the book in, and Mark Spears was awesome. He signed the bag and the ticket and the book that I pulled the ticket from.
Wow.
So it kind of turned into 3 1-of-1 pieces.
Brat Comic Books owner Rush Holcomb says he is honored to have played a role in Royce's unique treasures.
Very rare. It is extremely rare for, you know, a 1 in 14,000 and then a 1-of-1 to come through the same shop. And, you know, and we've done the same thing. You know, we sold through other cases, you know, to other customers. These cases were just specifically for him.
Royce says he has already been offered a substantial sum of money for his $1,200 investment. It was a good investment.
Oh, yeah. I actually turned down 30 on this one. A guy reached out to me on Facebook because I'd posted it on there, and he was like, give you 30. I was like, nah.
Wow.
I'm going to keep it.
Joseph isn't sure if or when he'll buy another blind grab bag. One thing's for certain, if he does, he'll go through his trusted local comic book dealer. Telling your story in Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
That's pretty amazing, man, to see a story like this and to, you know, the local comic shop, you know, be talked about and you know, go to your local comic shop, support your brick and mortar in situations like this. That was pretty amazing little thing to have happen. What was your thoughts when you first saw that?
It was awesome. Showed the family. It was, we were talking about, we think we might be able to go and visit that shop one day, not even tell them, just show up. It was great because it, you know, I kind of forget what the blind bags did when they came out. I think it helped retailers. It helped brick and mortar stores.
Hell yeah.
Creamers. And I really like that because I think it just helped the community because you know, we all eat at the same table, and it's kind of nice that that they were so well received like that. I mean, that's the question I get asked a lot. When will be the next one? I thought people would be tired of them, you know, like, oh, Mark, not another one, you know, and so that's why when we did one with Graveyard Shift, I was like, you know, maybe they'll accept it. We'll see. But one thing that, you know, bothered me on the other ones, and me and you've had this conversation, was I felt bad that people, some of the base covers, they just thought this is less than because it wasn't a big hit. You know, they do that in baseball cards, you know, trading cards, all that stuff. I understand that. But that cover that they throw away or say is worthless or like $1, it took me the same amount of time as the most expensive book in there too. So
yes,
that's why this time I was like, I'm going to give you all the nice treats, you know, even better than before, but I don't want, I want you to enjoy what you're getting. If you get the base cover, I want it to be a good one. I want the story to be really, really good. And, you know, and hopefully there's trading cards in it too. I'm kind of playing both games there. I'm giving you that too. So there's to try to cut down on waste. I mean, there were people that bought hundreds of the bags, right? I know some people personally, not retailers, that bought thousands to open up, right? And that's just a lot. The normal, your average guy that walks in a comic book store, I would think maybe they'll pick up, you know, one of the covers open order and maybe grab a couple of bags, right? Just to see what they get. And that's kind of how it's designed for. A lot of people, even the people that bought like 1,000s, were going, yeah, but I'm getting the same 30 base covers. And I'm like, it wasn't really designed though for someone to consume 1,000 of them, right? There's not 1,000 covers out there. So, but that's, I've learned a little bit from that one. I'm trying to make this a little bit better, and we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, that's the important part is learning like from the last, like there's lessons in life, and the most important part of those lessons is realizing their lessons and making it better for the next try. You know what I mean? And that being said, that video was all about, they're talking about the Grails, or the not the Grails, I apologize, but the Wonka ticket books, right? So what is left out there to update everybody? What is left from the Halloween bags and from the winter bags? How many of the tickets are left?
2 Halloween Unholy Grails, right? 10, I believe, of the Christmas, which is amazing to me that there's that many left. We had discussions about putting in the graveyard shift bags some 1-of-1s again. And I was like, I kind of hate doing it when these have never been claimed. I don't know if they were lost. I don't know if, somebody could have opened it, dropped it, threw it in the trash with the bag, right? That we just don't know. I was having this conversation with my wife the other day, and I said, the problem is, another thing is, like, people are sitting on their bags, like cases of them, right? And never open them. So I told her, I said, eventually I might sit there and make an announcement that you've got 1 whole year to turn it in, or I take them and sell them and give the money to charity.
Well,
or something. Right?
I understand that, but here's what I'll say. I say don't do that. And here's the reason why. Because there's something special to be said about those people who do have those unopened bags that are waiting now, and that's both in the secondary market and the collector's thing. And we talk about this a lot in the card world, where there's like certain there's certain cards that have never been pulled. The 1-of-1 Luka, the 1-of-1 Steph Curry, the LeBron James logo man. Like, there's certain cards that have never been, the Tom Brady baseball card, with the autograph and the remark on it. There's something special about that, and it makes those people like Leg, who are sitting on a couple of unopened cases, like Music Pub, like all these collectors that are sitting on open cases, that makes those special. And I think that and you've said before in the past that that you're going to figure out a way, like, even if until you die, you'll make sure that those are honored. And I think that you should stay with that. I think that's something special about what you offered and the chase in those books.
Right.
And it makes it even more crazy that Helvis hasn't been pulled. That's one of those. We can add that to the Steph Curry 1-of-1. We can add that to the Luka 1-of-1. We can add that to those rare things that have not been found yet. That it makes it special about the collecting.
Right. Yeah, because I had said before, I was just until I die, but hopefully I'm living a long time. But I was just like the other day, like, I would love it though. The winter one just shocks me that we had 25 of them and only 15 have been found. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out a way for people to get more of them. The Halloween, only 2. I'm like 2 out of 13. That's pretty good. But I just wish they could be found somehow. Because I would love to go to
I wish I
homes.
could find that Helvis. Trust me. You know what I mean?
You already got one, dude.
I know, I already got one, and it's right there, right behind me, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay. Final thing I want to ask you about. You sent me an image on Instagram about Spawn 77.
Oh, hey, what?
And it's about the character I love. Am I okay to show that image?
Yeah, that's the image issue 2.
Look at this, you guys.
That's the cover for issue 2, cover A. Right now, I think on Lunar, it has a different cover A, but they will be updating that soon. But that's the cover. So
wow. And I just want to remind everybody, like, I think this character is something special. I think, don't get me wrong, I think everything about Spawn 77 is special. But this character the look of this character, the character's backstory, everything about this character to me, like, it reads and seems important and seems like it's going to be a major character. She looks great. She's got.
Brian, I'd just like to remind everybody that I already claimed dibs on Mark's first original art.
Yeah, we heard you. We heard you.
This is
He's
going to be
got it.
amazing, Mark. I'm so happy for you, man, and
good.
I can't wait. I put it into the ether the other day where I said, one of my main things, that one of my grail moments on the show would be to have Mark and Todd on together to talk about Spawn 77, and I hope that happens. But even if it doesn't happen, I can't wait to see the rest of the world be open to this, to read about Spawn 77, read about this character, and read and look and see everything that has been involved. Spawn 77 from the get-go was a great idea. I mean, just for fans of Todd McFarlane and comics in general, to know that he had an idea of this character, he created an art of this character. He kept that art, as soon as we found out about that. Then when we heard about, there might be something made with this character, and that you were involved, and everything along this line has been so special, and has taken a while. Don't get me wrong. We've been talking about this, feels like forever, but I think it's worth waiting for, and that image that we just showed is an example of that, and I can't wait for that, bro. It's going to be something special.
Oh yeah. Again, it's just it's amazing that it's finally here. I remember getting the artwork finished. I think it was New York last year. I had just finished it. I remember telling Todd, like, if you want to mention all the artwork's done to the panels and stuff. It's been crazy because I remember when I look at these characters, how many different versions of Spawn 77 there were originally. Because originally the way it was is I was going to do the artwork. I had a plot, like not even a plot. I had a concept of what it would be like, and Todd was going to do the plot. And then we got into, I want to say 24. So I didn't know what characters were supposed to be there. So I did all this concept art for different things. And in 24, that's when I said, I was kind of bold in that conversation with him, but I said, hey, Todd, give me a chance to do it. And I was out on a limb because, I don't even know if Monsters had hit out yet. Like, even if it had come out, no one, it wasn't selling but maybe 10,000 copies. And I knew it was a risk for him to give me that. And it was, I remember when it was in 1st of November. So Monsters just came out, right? Not even number 2 was out yet.
Yeah, 2 months.
And I remember, I had talked to him on the phone, and I was saying, look, I don't like the outline that we had there. And I said, I want to do it. Give it to me. I said, I can write somewhat. And I said, I can get you a story. So he thought about it, called me up and said, I'm going to give you a chance. Here's what I like movies. And then he said, here's your stipulation. Like you said in that video, where Spawn can't have powers. We can't hurt Al Simmons in this time frame. He said, so this needs to be a guy who's pretending to be Spawn. That solved the suit problem, right? It can look different. So I sat there on Thanksgiving. I think he talked to me the day before Thanksgiving. Monday, I wrote him. I said, here's my plot. And he said, let's go for it. And that's when I started writing, doing the concepts for those characters. And then did the artwork the very next year, did all the pages for it. So it was a gamble for Todd to do this at that time, because I was so new, right, in the industry and stuff, and it wasn't proven to be good or to sell or anything. And I think, though, it's one of the best things I've done. I think some of the characters are some of the strongest characters that I've made, and even in Spawn, I think. We were talking, me and Todd, to that reporter, and I was telling him it's kind of best of both worlds, because it's like, if you like Absolute Batman, because it reimagined things that you were familiar with, but put a twist to it. It's like that, because you've never had to read a Spawn issue to like this, right?
Yep.
You don't have to be a superhero fan to like this. The guy has no powers. It's a story about humanity, about I mean, we went through books, movies and stuff about, I like Westerns. I like, he likes Quentin Tarantino movies. We shared that in common. We talked about that. And Todd said, Mark, I don't like it when I go watch a movie and 10 minutes in, I can turn to the next person and say, I know exactly what's going to happen. And I loved hearing that, because then I said, I'm starting out, I'm putting a twist in this. And he liked the twist. And I think it's something like, it is so different, kind of like an Absolute in that way, a different spin on these characters, but being in 1977 and nothing being around it, it's still in continuity. So if you're a big Spawn fan, you're still going to like it, because now I've created lore that you didn't even know about.
Amen.
And if you never read Spawn or gave up on Spawn back when Todd, quit drawing it and stuff, or Capullo, you would give this, it's a fresh take on it, because there is no, I don't mention Malbosia, I don't mention no contract with the devil and all, no, none of that. This plays out like a movie that you're watching, and it's a guy in a suit, and he does it not because he's wanting to be a superhero, because he's trying to scare the hell out of these guys because of a certain circumstance. And it's got my horror elements in it. It's got some supernatural, because I just had to do my own take on an angel hunter, and it's got some great visuals. You've seen some of the artwork, Brian, some of the pages and stuff, and they released a lot of the artwork on issue 1 so people could see it. Again, I think it's some of my best art. It's the best plotting I've done, and it's the best writing I've done so far. And I can't wait to see what Todd also lays on top of that too, with some of the covers and with some of the writing. And
it's going to be special.
It's special. I can feel it, and I just can't wait to see the reaction when people read the first issue.
Well, brother, I think it's obvious, but I'll say it again. We're very proud of you, man, and keep up the good work. We can't thank you enough for I say it all the time that I think that Scott Snyder and Robert Kirkman kind of put comics on their back, but I throw you in there too, man, because you made, during that time period, I felt like where, the Skybound and Absolute universe was happening, there was Mark Spears monsters that really kept me engaged in comics, and not only just comics reading, but comic collecting, being interested in the creation of comics, being a champion of the smaller publishers and the creators of comics. You're one of the guys that did that, and for everybody else that's in the chat and that's Mark Spears fans, it's just a big thank you to you, man, and for sticking with it. So we love you, brother, and we can't,
the goose,
yeah,
the goose, baby,
right? So thank you, brother, and we're looking forward to having you on. Let's make sure it's not another month before you're on the show.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, dude, you got
Yes.
time, dude.
We'll make some time, man. And now I'm not staying up all night working. I'm actually working during the day.
He flipped his schedule, man. Smart man.
It's really weird. But I'm trying to be healthier because my body was giving out doing what I was doing. So things are, so I'm going to go here in a minute because I got to get to bed.
Send our love to the fam. Send our love to Melissa and to your kids. And we again can't thank you enough, man. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. See you later.
Adios. Later. Mark Spears, ladies and gentlemen. The one of the OGs of Legend. Beyond Wednesdays, one of the guys who we've really championed and who's championed us. He's been a big part of our growth here, and we respect him immensely. And I hope that you guys got something out of that interview, because a lot of people have been asking us, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? There was a really interesting comment in the chat that I want to hit on real quick. Shout out to our boy Drew over at Wanted Comics. He says, the 5th anniversary Skybound box never had the killer Robert Kirkman CGC signed slabs ever claimed from 2015. Clutch, is that true?
What?
Yeah.
There were like two, I think there were like 2 ones that were never claimed.
Ooh,
like
so there.
Birthright. I mean, you're no one's going to get it, but I think Drew might be the only person with like still sealed copies of those things. But
Drew, how many sealed boxes do you have of those left? And if there's anybody else that has sealed boxes of the 5th anniversary blind boxes, let us know in the comments, because that's another thing that we've talked about on the show. And we just got done glazing Mark Spears for 2 hours. I'm going to glaze our boy Big Clutch here. That was an amazing thing that kind of happened with those 5th anniversary blind boxes, that kind of gave people the stepping stone, to the next. And, the origin story of some of these blind bags are those things that Skybound did that, Kirkman and Skybound crew, including Clutch, were part of and changed comics in a major way. So it was pretty amazing to watch. So I hope at some point, people find those hits and those things. I don't know if they'll still be able to be redeemed. We always talk about the tops, and these redemption cards that aren't be able to redeem. But I don't know. Maybe if you pull them and you talk about it, there could be some type of thing given for those. But who knows? Who knows?
I mean, I'm not there, so I don't care.
Well, I will say this. I want to Clutch. How has post San Diego Comic-Con been for Big Clutch Comics?
Terrible. Just terrible.
It's been a lot of work, huh?
Yeah. I think as in, dude, by the way, did you guys check out Trinity? Matt posted something over there. I think it was yesterday, maybe. He's like, just got done with our 12,000 orders from San Diego Comic-Con weekend. I was like, oh my God. I had like 600 or 700 and I felt so bad. And it was like, Matt and those guys had 12,000 orders. Insane. So shout out to Matt and the crew. Just putting in work. He said they had 5 people working like all the time to get them done. Like insane.
Yeah. Well,
and some great. I mean, Matt had some killer books at the show, man. Oh my God.
Well, that gives us a nice little chance to talk about this, because one of the things about San Diego that I found really amazing that I don't think enough people are talking about was the success across the board for all the different types of retailers that are out there. I felt like it was successful for the guys who were, your quote unquote regular retailers that have a booth that are selling comics that did very well. Your retailers that have a booth that are selling comics that also do retailer exclusive variants that are dropping as true con exclusives, and your retailers who maybe might not have a booth at San Diego but went to San Diego, did online sales, did very well. There was this very interesting thing to see where the vast amount of people who had something or did something at San Diego really exceeded on. And do you have any thoughts on that, Clutch?
Yeah, I mean, it was. There's so many cool things this year. I felt this year was definitely like a peak for like just cool, innovative, rad stuff. It was just fun. There were so many fun things to go and track down, and everybody was really like, stepped up their game in terms of like what they were putting out. So a lot of stuff I missed out on, but got to be a part of some cool stuff and got to go still saw some really neat stuff, man. It was wild.
I wish Leg was here right now. He's having problems with his mic, but one of the things that was interesting, of course, and we've talked about this, was the Brett Bean San Diego Comic-Con Dungeon Crawler Carl cover. And a lot of questions were asked about Brett Breen's autograph at San Diego Comic-Con this year, and he put out a post to talk about this. And I probably should have brought this up when Mark was here, because Mark kind of has dealt with the same kind of issue. And let me show this real quick. So this is a post that he put up on Instagram. He says, many people have commented, asked, or jeered at me for changing signatures. So here it is. I want to keep drawing and writing for years. I want to do this with my sanity intact and my wrists not aching and my body not breaking down like so many of my fellow creators I have to watch get hurt overextending themselves. By changing my signature in half, I have hopefully created the longevity. As a great poet, Ice Cube, once said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Bean. And this is in response to his autograph going from Brett Bean just to Bean. Whereas Mark has had his autograph go from Mark Spears just to Spears, and Mark has dealt with the wrist issues that Brett is talking about. With autographs being such a big part of the industry now, we see, it is such a major part of the industry. And we see a lot of these creators, going and signing, thousands of books at a pop. I don't have a problem with this. And I respect Brett immensely for putting out this post and saying, hey, do you want me to continue to sign, or what do you guys expect? And these creators are human too. We have to realize that, that's a big part of what they're doing. We want them to continue to not only sign books, but create books. And, this can be a problem. It sounds like it might not be like, oh, you're complaining about signing a signature. Listen, you guys, these guys sign thousands of books at a pop. It's crazy.
That's why, I had told Mark, dude, he should just do a thumbprint, bro. I'm serious, dude. You'll get more out of the thumbprint, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And then Redhead's going to go rob a bank with his books.
Bro.
All over
The thumbprint. No, but I told Mark, you should, and he did. He practiced with his other hand, and he was doing pretty good, but his other end got tired. But they do sign a lot. I have no problem if he's going to sign like that. Look how good that sig is.
It looks
great.
great.
It's a clean signature. I got no
I
problem
will
with that.
see this. If that's exactly how it looked like, that would be not an issue. I feel I kind of started a little bit of this because I posted on Threads that I had a customer who bought. We had some Brett Bean signed of our dork, the dork exclusive from
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, and we had got Brett to sign him, but he signed it with the Bean, and I think it was at the end of a long day of signing, and the signature, I put them in an eBay live show, sold hey, here's 20 copies that are signed, and sold them off for $20 a piece. So it was a really super good deal, but I had a guy who was like, hey, I got this in, and I don't think this is his real signature. He's like, I trust you because, Drew from One of Comics helped get it. And I know you guys, but I don't know if even JSA would approve this as a signature. And it was you understand seeing stuff. It's I know it's real. I told the guy hey, this is a legit thing or whatever, but I made a comment about it, and a lot of people commented, but it's also weird too, because it's you do think of that literally shows you the toll that signing was taken. Right. It's you see at the end of a signing, however long it is, it's a lot of work to do this stuff. And I think guys guys like Campbell and Todd, who have the muscle memory and have built this
Scott
thing
Snyder.
for years, can burn it out. It's that's a different thing. But Brett is I would say fairly new to the levels of signatures that he's been doing in the recent, this past year. So it's yeah, dude, it's going to take some time to get your chops up. And so if everything looked like this, that is super clean. That's a great pen that he used. You can see brush strokes in there. That's really cool. But having it just in a Posca or a Sharpie or whatever, it could get a little, they can get a little dicey at the end of a day. And I've seen other artists who have done similar stuff, and their signatures are bro, I could afford your signature better than you wrote it, but it's they've done 1,000 2,000, 5,000 signatures, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yep, totally. I do want to shout out Brett Bean again. He's been putting out some amazing stuff, and I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, I want one of these.
Dude,
this
is so cool.
Right? This is his new art book that he put out, Shooting Blanks. And I just love that image of Spider-Man right there. And again, these are some of the things, like these artist art books over the years that have put out. We always talk about
these are
Adam
good,
Hughes, Daniel Warren Johnson. Like there's
Spider-Punk?
right. These need so much more love than they're getting. And this is something that I would suggest any Brett Bean fan, please take a look at. Go see if you can find one, because this is amazing right here. Look at that. Wow. And here's the other thing I would say to any creator out there. Figure out ways to take pictures, archival pictures of these sketches, covers that you do, or anything, so you can put these out, because us fans, we love this type of stuff. We want to see this type of stuff. I mean, look how good that is. We would love to have the originals, but we want to see this. And big shout out to Brian Polito and I can't remember if it was the Heroes Foundation that put out the original Ultimate Spider-Man sketch covers book. I know Brian was involved in that, and they've done it over the years with many different IPs. But that's another example of stuff that I love. Putting out these compendiums of these sketch covers or this art, and it's special, especially to your fans. So big ups to Brett Bean for putting this out, and I love the title as well. He's having fun with it. All right, let's I do have it is New Comic Book Day. We've been so overwhelmed with San Diego Comic-Con over the last couple weeks that I did not talk about FOC much last week, but I do want to talk about New Comic Book Day, because there are a couple things on here. And Clutch, did you get a chance to see Amazing Spider-Man, the new movie?
Yes.
John, did you see the new movie?
No, not yet.
Well, I would suggest you go see it, bro, because it was good. Well, I haven't asked Clutch what he thought yet, but I know we talked about it with Hood. Clutch,
Bro,
what were your
John's in
thoughts?
Queens, dude. How you not see that?
I know, right? What did you think, Clutch?
I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a lot, fun little fan service, little pieces here, different characters and stuff. But the overall story, I thought I really, really enjoyed his wanting of, friends and MJ and Ned back. And I was like, I got teary eyed a couple times. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like, but then then you have badass Punisher and other guys and stuff. Sorry, John, I don't want to say this stuff, but you had really cool other things that were super fun. I was like, this is kind of badass. So yeah, it was a great film.
Hell yeah. And one of the moments in that film that we saw was the Tombstone moment, and I thought this was cool that for Amazing Spider-Man number 34, they have the Amazing Visions Bermejo cover, which kind of represented in a way like an homage to that original cover that they homaged in the movie. And it was very special. So Amazing Spider-Man number 34 was out this week, and there was a lot of great covers for it. I want to key in on that Bermejo, but I also want to key in on, let me see if I can find it. There was a Simone DeMeo cover, I believe, for this too. I could be mistaken. But Simone DeMeo has been killing it as of late on his artwork. And doing a great job. Maybe I have it coming up. But so that was one. Avengers Armageddon has a Virgin second print 1 in 25 of the Stegman Magic the Gathering card, which was such a cool moment in comics and such a great piece of artwork to begin with. So if you guys love that image, here's a 1 in 25 of it. Captain America number 14 has the Marvel Duck cover, which is great. I love that. It's fun. Fantastic Four 15 has this beautiful Marvel Rivals cover. I don't know who did it, but that is fantastic. Fantastic. Stegman again. He's been doing these Iron Man covers. This one's fantastic. Iron Man number 8. I think there might have been a couple other really good covers for this as well. We talked about this when they first solicited it back in the day. This Tokon game looks fantastic, and I love this image of Ghost Rider from the game. If there's anybody in the chat or watching this on the replay that's playing the game, let us know what you think of it. It looked like an excellent fighting game, and I'm glad Marvel is continuing to do that. Again, one of the good things that Marvel, in my opinion, is doing is their video game work. Fantastic. Their Magic the Gathering card stuff is fantastic, and we got to give them their flowers when they're due, and that was definitely one. All right, let's see here. Next, Mary Jane Face It Tiger. Hood, did you see the J. Scott Campbell for this?
Oh, yes, I did.
Well, we're going to talk about it in a second anyways. This is the Nakayama 1 in 50. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Hit the button.
Mama!
Look how fucking good that covers.
Mama overload.
Bro, the background makes it even better. I mean, we were talking, I think it was on the Hot 10 where we said, like, is there anybody that does Mary Jane better than J. Scott Campbell?
Fuck no. Fuck no. To the no, bro. Like, dude, he was born to do Mary Jane, dude.
I love how...
Look at the detail on the shirt from the book, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like Face It Tiger, bro. Dude, come on, man.
And I love the background. I love how...
That's one of his best fucking covers, dude.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I love the ripping of the jeans. I love her freckles. Like he is the Mary Jane.
Nailed the freckles, bro.
Right?
Scott, you got the freckles down, bro.
And not only did he do that cover, hold on here, let me reopen that. He did multiple covers for this.
See, when I see a cover like that, dude, it just fucking makes me happy, dude. You know?
Why is it not letting me sign in here? Hold on here. There we go. Okay.
Scott, if you're listening, I love you, bro.
All right, where was that? Let me go back to it. Okay. This is the other one. So these are available on his web store. I don't know if they sold out or not. They probably did. You got the nice little...
Oh, I ordered those.
Like, fantastic. Yep. This is the Virgin edition of it. But this one, again, I love how good the background looks. Like, again... we've talked about it before. Shout out to Tim Daniel over at Vault. Jay Gonzo's another one. Like the design of the cover itself, not just the art, but the trade dress, the background, the number of the issue, like everything about that is so important. And I feel like Scott killed it on both of these covers with all of that. So fucking good. Queen in Black. This is number 2 that's coming out. This is the Inhook Lee. There is a 1 in 100, but I love the trade dress even more. I want the trade dress.
That trade dress is so nice. Like it's so aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, and I would suggest like buying the one with the trade dress, but it's subjective. I love this cover too because I think this could be something special for Remarks, right?
Yeah.
It's a perfect Remark cover. That's the 1 in 25. Lozano is destroying.
Cover,
oh my gosh, is he doing so good?
So good.
I love Storm. I love her punk rock phase. I love this cover. I mean,
this
everything
is a guy
about
that's
it.
Been on the come up, man.
Right?
Is it guy or girl? Lozano.
It's a guy, Lozano. Yeah. Yep. And he seems like a very interesting cat, and I would love to have him on the show. We got to figure out a way to get him on the show sometime. But his 80s covers he's been doing are so good. I love you guys know me, I love the graffiti, style on comic book covers. I love how the stairs have graffiti on them. I love Storm's mohawk, always have. That's one of my favorite Storm. You guys know me, Storm is my favorite X-Men. Like, she is a badass and a half. And this is just such a good cover. So great job, Lozano.
That's going to be an expensive book.
This is a new character, I believe. And I think we talked about this character. This is is she Mayan or Aztec type character? I can't remember, but very cool looking character. And I hope she shows up in comics at some point. Great design, great look, great backstory. And I don't know if this is her first cover appearance or not, but if it is, it could be something to keep your eye on the secondary market wise, flipping wise. So this is Uncanny X-Men 33. I love the trade dress, love the style of the blue board that they're doing on this. So very, very cool. What if Captain America #1? This is an Eastman cover. Now, I don't know what to think about this. I like the colors, but again, the reason I bring this up is because art is subjective. Is it subjective or objective? Subjective, I believe, is the way to say it. Eastman fans are gonna gobble this up in a major way. So. What if Captain America #1, Kevin Eastman? All right, here's the Simone DeMeo stuff. We were talking earlier about X-Men, who we would love to see, fix the X-Men. I would love to see more Simone DeMeo. I mean, I don't know if he's... I love his art on X-Men. This is X-Men of Apocalypse #1, and I'm very interested to check this series out. I think Simone DeMeo's art is perfect for X-Men. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. Ben 10, #4, new this week. This is the web store exclusive over at dynamite.com. Lucas Lee Garza. You guys know I love his art. I think he's one of those creators to keep an eye on. Perfect for this series, and this is limited to 250. They did a couple other covers for this that are limited. They did let's see here if we can get this to load. They did a Virgin line art of this, which it's okay, but I really love the Virgin limited to 250. I think that's good. So keep your eye on any Lucas Lee Garza stuff, moving forward. All right, Death Vigil. Stepan Sejic has this new series coming out called Death Vigil. This cover is so good. It gives that visceral reaction that Hood just had.
Man. I'm so stoked this series is back.
Right?
Bro, dude, that
It was the first one was so dope. Like his art so sick, like so wild. Like this is sick.
So let us
it's
know.
It's badass, but it's sick.
It is, right? That's the type of thing, like that visceral reaction, like means something. And it is like that's a nightmare right there. That is a literal nightmare. So good. So that's Death Vigil #1.
That's scary, bro.
And there is a Souza Micah for this.
That's great.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. All right, here we go. Let's get into the G.I. Joe Ito stuff. So smart on Skybound's part to say, hey, Ito killed on the G.I. Joe covers that he's done. Let's get him involved in more. And so they did reprints. This is the 3rd print of issue 7 with Major Blood. Fantastic. Excellent. There is a 2nd print of issue 12 with Destro. Fantastic. And then the creme de la creme, you got the second print of issue 18 of, is that Tomox or Zamet? Nate, if Nate was here, he'd let us know. But
Yeah, he let us.
that
Which side
is, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Fantastic. Great job. Derek Kirk Kim on the Royals. I love the Royals covers he's been putting out for this. I still have yet to check out the series. Let us know if you're reading the series what you think. But every cover that he's put out on the series, this is his series, has been fantastic. So there's a new one out this week. Speaking of Spawn, She-Spawn, this fucking cover, Dave Harrigan, just fantastic. The only thing I would say, I wish the trade dress was behind her head. But that art, bro, that art is so good. So good. There's another cover. This is the A cover to this. John McCrea. So there you go. Transformers the movie issue number 3, the anniversary edition. Love all these. Just love seeing the art. There is an EJ Sue and a Carl Kerschel 40th anniversary cover for that. So there you go. White Sky number 5, JP Mavinga. We haven't talked about JP in a while, and I saw this cover and I went, holy cow, what a great cover. Another guy that I would love to get on the show at some point.
Should have put a cigarette in the mouth, right?
Look how
because I
good
kind
that
of feel like originally he was going to do that, but then he just took out the teeth. Right? It almost feels like originally he had the cigarette.
All right, it does. It does. So there is a black and white of that as well. All right. This cover right here just relapsed thousands of people who were addicted to meth.
Wow.
Holy shit, bro. Seeing that fucking
I'm surprised
that meth pipe
cover
on there
wasn't recalled.
This is 100 Bullets, the U.S. of Anger number 2. I haven't checked this out yet. Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo continue on the series. This is a Dave Johnson cover, and I always bring up this whenever we mention Dave Johnson on here. It feels like he's doing he should be doing propaganda posters in the 1930s. You know what I mean? Like he was born to do that, and this is a perfect example of it in a good way. In a good way, like Dave Johnson's one of my favorite comic book artists. But this cover right here just relapsed 1,000 people in the world when they see it. So, and that again, that visceral reaction to an image is important, especially for comic book covers. Yep, especially for comic book covers. So I'm gonna have to check out this new series. 100 Bullets was such a great series back in the day. It's like one of those iconic comic book titles. Batgirl, David Talaski, issue number 22. Talaski continues to kill every cover he does on these A covers for Batgirl, and that's just fantastic. Yee isn't here, so I'll say it for him. This is a perfect cherry blossom cover, to say the least. Beautiful. Dead Man, issue number 3. Martin Morazzo, great series so far. Very interesting. Feels quite a bit of, Dante and the Divine Comedy aspect, hell and everything. And this is just a classic cover right here. Some really good covers for this. The Ekman Lawn cover right here is fantastic. Really, really good. Feels like fine art, right? It feels like something, a fine artist from the 1500s would be doing, or even the 1970s. So, Detective Comics number 27 facsimile. They're doing the Superpowers OG Batman, and this needs to be a figure.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking cool.
Wouldn't it be cool if they figured out some way to work with whoever holds the rights for the toys to do figures of all the Superpower cover action figure covers they've done? Because so many of those figures would be cool. And if there's a way to make that happen, I wish they would, because this would be a great figure.
Too much money.
Too much money, yeah.
Oh my God, it was so much money and so much time.
Yeah, and I think I just heard something about McFarlane losing the. We're starting to see where he lost the DC license is over, and there's something about that I saw. So, but this would have been a perfect McFarlane figure, Again, another facsimile. Boom is doing the Pinhead series. I guess they own the rights to do the IP for comics now. This was originally, I believe, Marvel, right? And this image takes me back. Totally takes me back. Such a great cover.
Some cool stuff for this series.
Yeah. So that's out this week. Flops. Shout out to our boy Flops. He's been doing some really good covers for these Doctor Who books, and this is a good one. I love the eyeballs and the hands. So great job on that one. Shout out to Flops. Gun Honey 5th anniversary oversized special. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is I hope in some way that maybe they did this, Titan Comics did this, to hopefully throw some money towards Adam and his family.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I really hope so. And if that's the case, I would champion the hell out of this. If anybody knows, any way to verify that, I don't know if it's true. I'm just throwing it out there in the ether. I would love to champion and talk about that more if that's the case. I think that's positive thoughts and prayers out to Adam and his family. And if we can figure out if any of this money is going towards him, I don't know if it is. I'm just throwing it out there, but hopefully so. So 5th anniversary Gun Honey. There's a couple different variations of this. They're doing like a foil and a virgin cover as well. Tank Girl. They did a really badass variant for San Diego Comic-Con that I did not get. I'll have to find a way to get sometime. But this is the cover B to the new Tank Girl Summer Love Sensation issue 1, also from Titan. Always loved Tank Girl. Great IP. Like many others, I fell in love with Tank Girl because of the movie back in the day. And I'm spacing on the name of the chick who played her.
She's from Point Break, bro.
Yeah, what's her name?
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty. I
Thank you,
fell
Clutch.
in love with her immediately. You know what I mean? Like pure crush on Lori Petty because of Tank Girl, and it's just such a cool series, and I've been collecting Tank Girl ever since. So this is a cool book to keep an eye on. Fort Psycho from Matt Kent and Brian Hurt over at Oni Press. This is a new series. Looks interesting. Also, we'll talk about another, I think Comics the Magazine also did a issue number 6. They have this on the cover right here. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new issue of Comics the Magazine. But this series looks interesting, and I love the look of it and everything. I don't know much about the series. There was a 0 issue, but this is issue number 1 and something to keep your eye on. So if anybody is reading it, let me know what they think. There's the Comic the Magazine. They also did a really cool Layman and Rob Guillory story on this one. So Guillory did a cover for it. We haven't heard much from about what's going on with Chew, the option, and I'm going to try and reach out to Rob and John, maybe get them on sometime soon to talk about it. But it's cool to see this happening. Big fan of John and Rob and what they're doing, and I'd love to see Chew get made into something. All right. Murder Drones. This is the 1 in 20. We've been talking about this series since it first popped. This feels like one of those series that in the future could pay off. It's got a big fan base already, and these 1 in 20s, could be, in my mind, they seem pretty limited, and might be something worth grabbing a couple and just putting them in a box and forgetting about them. So this is the Patricia Martin Virgin 1 in 20 for issue number 6. Money Shot the Fuck Offs, issue number 1. Suspiria, oh my lord, put out an amazing Vampirella cover that I saw announced. Shout out to Jeff over at Dynamic Forces and Dynamite for getting her involved in that. It was the first cover that she worked on for them. It was fantastic. But this is another cover that just looks gorgeous. This is from Vault. Vault continuing to do a great job. And Tim Seeley, love Tim Seeley. Patton Oswalt, of course, involved in this, but what a great cover. So good.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, you got the Natalie Fordrain ratio variant. These are always, if you can pick them up cheap enough, they're always going to have secondary market value. So, Masters of the Universe Genesis issue number 1, Lee Bermejo. Holy cow, what a great cover.
That's cool.
Fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Bermejo killing it. Mega Man X. This is another one of the Super Nintendo 1 in 5s from Jeffrey Cruz. So issue number 5. And then this is interesting. This is a bad idea. I love when they do the old Masters covers. I'm one of those old art history geeks. And this is a Peter Paul Rubens painting. So I love these. I'm always going to talk about these. I love, if you guys don't know much about art history is history. And if you looked at my my YouTube browse features, it's all art history and history documentaries. And I love to learn about art history because it teaches about history in general. And I love seeing these old Masters covers. So great job, bad idea. Devil's Due presents Love Bunny and Mr. Hell. This is the 25th anniversary homage variant from Tim and Josh. I love that they're continuing to put this out. 25 years. Great cover. But even better is this, the Sveta 1 in 10. There's also a 1 in 25, I believe, Virgin. Just fantastic cover.
Mama.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then Ripcord, shout out to Ignition Press. This cover, as soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, a visceral feeling. And these are the type of things that I collect. I've always collected, these type of covers that have these drug paraphernalia. Not because I love drugs, but because there's that visceral feeling that I get out of them. And that struggle and what people have gone through. And, I've talked about it before. Joey Diaz has this saying that he would rather go to war with 100 ex-addicts than 100 people who have never touched a drug, because they know the hell that they've gone through in the beginning. And I'm not saying that is something that I believe in, but I understand the sentiment. And to anybody out there that has been through hell and back in any way, I respect that. I respect that journey. And just a very interesting cover. Finally, Punchline and the Vaudevillians versus Violante. This is the Gonzo Virgin 1 in 5. He did have a variant of this available at San Diego. I love Jay Gonzo and his style. There's also another really good cover. There's a couple of really good covers to this, as you guys can see, but I love this one right here. Just very interesting characters, but this Nick Polowico, just a cool cover. So, and those are new Comic Book Day books this week that I think should be checked out. So, very, very cool stuff.
What if Jay Gonzo did an absolute Batman?
Oh, bro,
that'd be sick.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet.
Right?
I'm really surprised he hasn't yet.
What?
I actually hit him up about a project the other day, and he's like, "I would love to, but I'm super fucking busy. And I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. We'll find something later.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Hell yeah,
Well,
man.
it's okay to be busy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We haven't done a market report in a while. I'm going to do my best to have a market report ready for next week. But one of the things that I saw, shout out to our boys over at snick.com. They talked about this Spider-Man #9 cover from the McFarlane run selling for almost $500,000, you guys, on Comic Link. Pretty unreal.
do you think Wolverine had a hard time running with that mask on? Like, it'd be really like, you gotta like keep your head straight because if
The
you
wind.
turn a little bit, you're whack.
Oh my gosh, man. I can't believe that. $500,000 for that cover, man. Oh,
it's wild.
I remember unboxing those and putting them on the wall for sale. You know, in my uncle's shop, dude. Like, I'm so old now. But
Yeah.
you know, one thing, those McFarlane covers, like you open up any of those Spider-Man, the colors are so vibrant and just the panels were so exciting back then. It was like just when you first saw something in HD on your TV, that's kind of like what I felt when I first saw Todd McFarlane art on Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
His run. Like it was just holy shit.
Oh, dude. Hey, quick aside. I want to shout out Earl and Mike over at Warehouse Collectibles, man. Mike posted a video, I think it was today or maybe it was yesterday, but like opening up, like they're still digging through the warehouse, finding stuff that they haven't seen yet. And he pulls out this freaking long box of stuff. And oh my God, it was like 20 copies of like Gen 13s, 20 copies of like Max, all this crazy like vintage stuff that's like sitting in these like long boxes that they still have not gotten to. It was bananas. So if you guys get a chance to
how do you spell warehouse? I'm spacing right here. WHA?
there's no O. No O and no R.
WHAR.
WARE. WARE.
WNBC.
All right, Warehouse Collectibles. Again, I thank you for reminding us on that one. Which one is it?
I think it's the Max one.
This one right here. Okay, so if you guys aren't following Warehouse Collectibles, we need to get Mike on again. Is it Mike? I believe it was Mike.
Cool
Mike.
He seems like he was great when he was on, so we got to get him on again. But check this out, you guys. This is so cool. I saw it was funny because I went to go have dinner at my parents' house once a week, usually on Sundays. And last time I was over there, my mom brought up, she's like, I saw this video that you reposted about this guy finding all this huge box of all these signed books. How amazing was that? And I'm thinking to myself, my mom saw a post about Warehouse Comics, posting these boxes. Like, how crazy is that? But anyways, here we go.
Well, it's like that one right there that we have never even looked in. It's that pallet on that top box. Let's climb up there and see what's in there together. Let's go. All right, I scaled the mountain. Here we are. Ooh, you guys are in for a treat. Look at that. Look at all that hardbanger. Oh, the goods. There you go. All right, let's check one more. All right, this is going to be hard to see because I am wedged in here. Bunch of Lucy's. Death Blow. Is that some magic, it looks like?
Whew.
Not even all facing the same way. Death Blow. More Death Blow. All right. We hit a Death Blow box here. Let's see what else we got.
Oh.
Gen 13.
Oh, look at that cover. Look at that. Look at all
Nothing
those
back
covers.
and
There's like
boarded so
3 of
far.
them
Just chill.
Bro,
Look at all
that is one of my
Look at those.
favorite Gen 13 covers. Look at that.
That's so tight.
Nothing back and boarded so far. They're just chilling.
Oh.
More Gen 13. What are these bagged guys here? Glory. And I am wedged in here, so just camera angles are not going to be great. More Glory. How about some Grifter? There's a whole bunch of Grifter.
Fucking Diodato, so underrated, man.
Yeah.
Or Grifter.
Bad Rock.
Bad Rock.
That's Liefeld, bro.
What is this? grew.
Look at all
The
these.
other direction.
They've just been sitting, dude.
Oh, Max.
Max.
Is that just one singular Max? There's,
just one.
There's a few Max in here. All right, I should pull these out. Oh yeah, there we go. Is this all gonna? Oh, that's a whole bunch of Max. There you go. And then just a few of this issue.
Yeah.
So
Crazy,
badass.
dude. I mean,
I love like watching it. Like honestly, it's like, you know, these are like the dreams you have in the middle of the night. Like, oh, I'd walk into you walk into a toy store and there's like full racks of like G.I. Joes and Star Wars or whatever. It's kind of like how they had one video they posted the other day too, where it's like, I don't know, he had like opened up cases of like the McFarlane Kiss figures, and I was like, oh my god, these are so tight.
The Psycho Circus ones.
Oh man, yeah, they're
Just-
so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Look at that statue, so good.
Yeah, that is. You're 100% right, Clutch. Like that is the dream that all of us have. You know, that you're gonna walk into a situation like Mike walked into, and these places are out there. I've seen multiple posts over the last couple months where, unfortunately, we don't live forever, so collections are found when people pass away, and some amazing stuff has showed up on my Instagram feeds over the past couple months of these collections that, like, holy shit, they're out there, you guys, in a major way. So, all right, Clutch, you have anything coming up for people to know about? You got any interesting sales?
I'm gonna try to do a show tomorrow night, just to get one out of the system. I've got some stuff here from San Diego I'll pull out and stuff, because I think Leg's taking tomorrow off too, so I might go on earlier than my normal 8:30. So, and then maybe another thing this weekend. It has been, I've been in such a I'm still trying to catch up after the catch up, right? So everyone's like, oh, do you have some of these this left? I'm like, I haven't gone through the boxes of the stuff, so like, I've got stuff I need to send to CGC. I just sent off all the eBay Live CGC orders, which was like 70 books that were ordered through my live shows that are going to CGC, which is bananas. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. But I actually,
you guys look worn out, bro. Like Brian's sick.
Dude,
your throat is raspy. Like you guys fucking
still tired, man. It was such a. I mean, the show itself was such a banger and stuff, but then coming back and like, I drove home on that Monday and I was just like, I think when I did the show last week, I was in a haze the entire time. I was like, I gotta go to bed, and then it took, I'm just a one dude, so I'm doing as much as I can, and I got to hit all these orders and stuff. But thankfully, everyone's been really cool. And then I'm also working on stuff for New York Comic Con right now. It's like there is no stop to it, and I'm not even as like busy as some of these a bunch of other retailers. Like I'm just a slapdick trying to get through it. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, well, I'll say this, man. You're doing a good job, bro. And I feel like sometimes people don't realize they don't get that little bit of a pat on the back, and I was very proud of what you pulled off at San Diego. We didn't get to see each other much, but the reason why is because you were working your ass off, and you put out some amazing comic books. I felt like a couple of the books of the show were had Clutch's hands in them. I felt like there was a lot of respect shown, a third party saying like how amazing you're doing. So, keep up the good work, bro. You might not get told enough.
Benitez cover, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And what he did, like, dude, the remark of turning the Harley into the Riddler was incredible.
Yeah, dude, he did.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, he killed everything he touched, man. It was so freaking good, man. He's a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, I knew, like, I saw like the halo effect that he created, but then he just went and like took that character and just like embellished and just whatever you wanted, he could turn that one little image into something else, and it was just so crazy. And that just shows you, like he hasn't you haven't even tapped into what Benitez can do. Like, I was just like, I didn't think he can draw like that. It's just unreal. Like, I feel like there's plenty that guy can do, man.
Well, he's been here for a while for a reason, you know. And I love to see him, you know, showcasing that
Yeah,
talent
dude,
that he
I
has.
love it when these OG artists like come back in a big way and they said like, whoa, like, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what's up. You know what I mean? Like, and they just make you understand. He goes, you know, we weren't just one-offs. Like, let me show you.
What
and that
I do want to ask you about something. This is something I haven't talked to you about much. What are your thoughts on the whole Dungeon Crawler Carl thing? I mean, that was a pretty amazing thing to watch. The excitement about that in the comic industry, and I mean, we're even hearing more things coming up in the future. Like this Dungeon Crawler Carl thing has been something special.
It's amazing to me looking at like the past couple years we've had, right? So Invincible kind of taking off with the show, and then the love and hype for the series and the Battle Beast and all that stuff. And then I mean, Absolute Batman really hitting hard. And like, I mean, Dungeon Crawler Carl comes in there and just like out of nowhere. And like, you know, shout out to the team over at Vault, to Tim and David and Adrian and you know, Damien and Nathan. Like they've done an amazing job. Brett Bean, who's working on the Crocodile series and stuff. Like it's such amazing stuff, but it's like it's so much work. And you know, they've been busting their humps to try to make this as good as they can. And a lot of, you know, there's issues, you know, with printers and all that stuff. They've had some hiccups and stuff, but like they've been doing their best to make it right. And you know, those guys are just absolutely killing it. And I will be very upfront. Like I'm working with them for some stuff for New York Comic Con, so that's not me just glazing them up. I'm also just like, hey, like I think they're doing a fantastic job, and I'm going to do some stuff with them at the show. So you know, it's really cool. And then you know, it's the fun thing, and I think talking Leg and I are both good examples of people who like hadn't necessarily like paid attention to the book series before this stuff started taking off, and then we got into it, we're like, holy smokes, like how do we not like listen to this before? Like it is such a cool series. It's so fun. Like I love it. My wife loves it. Like my buddy JJ and his wife Sarah love it. Like it's you know, everyone I talk to loves it. My buddy Sean and his wife Jade, like it's so big. It's getting so much bigger, and I'm just like, holy crap, like it's crazy.
It's fun to watch. And again, not only is it a interesting series, but it's fun to watch people get into it. You know, you brought up Leg and about like that's one of the things that me and Leg talked about when we were in San Diego together, is about, you know, Leg has really gotten into the series, you know, reading or listening to the audio books, you know,
so fun.
And how, again, this is another perfect example of how like the new way of the world, and a lot of people are just, you know, not only reading the books but listening to them. And the guy who does all the voices for the audiobooks is going to be part of the animation, and like that's something special. And that shows that the people who are producing this animation or these spin-off series things are like realizing that, okay, the fans love these audiobooks. We need to have the guy who's involved in creating these voices as part of the team. And that is the opposite of Taika Waititi saying, I don't want to know anything about the comics. That didn't work. You know what works is knowing something about the comics, showing, you know, Brand New Day, Spider-Man, all those great like callbacks to all the covers and the moments in comics, and knowing, you know, and throwing that love in there. That works. Having people know the backstory and the love of fandom, that works. And it's amazing to see that fandom get involved in the comic world now. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, that the Brand New Day, it felt like 2017, 2016, because that's what they did. They connected the dots, and they made you see that it wasn't just a a one-off handshake. They made it mean something, you know, and that was pretty powerful at the end of the movie, you know.
Yeah, agreed. Couldn't agree more, man. That being said, you guys, we are almost 3.5 hours of the show. Thank you for joining us tonight, you guys. Thank you for the support of the channel lately, and thank you for everybody that dropped support, not only just hanging out in the chat, but also dropping super chats and stuff. Shout out to Alex, to Music Pub. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out here real quick. So big love to Rye for the multiple super chats. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Steven Fuentes over at Most Wanted Comics for the super chats. Shout out to Alex for not only super chats but the donated memberships. Rye for the official Music Pub for the donated memberships as well. Like everybody that throws that extra support in, you guys are helping the growth of this channel in a major way, and I can't thank you enough. And also, I can't thank these guys enough. Some of the guys have dropped off tonight, but big thanks to everybody that hangs out on the panel with me and puts in time and effort to make this show what it is. And I appreciate you guys. And shout out to Jason for just subbing right now. That being said, check out Clutch's sale tomorrow. Make sure you guys are following. The link is below to find out wherever Clutch is going to be. I'm going to try and do a sale as well. I'll figure out after the show whether it's going to be before or after Clutch. Most likely after Clutch. I've got a bunch of books from the con that I've been holding on to. I should have had a sale already, but the sickness, the con crud gets the best of you at sometimes. So I'll have a lot of good books available, and I should be doing it tomorrow night after Clutch. And that being said, Friday night, House of Stein, and right back here Saturday night for Modern Comic Mayhem, and for sure a comic book sale on Sunday and a card sale on Monday over on eBay Live. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll check you guys next time. Adios.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.